welcome back to Renascence. It has been a little while since our last game, so forgive me if I forget anything, but
I won't.
To recap, thanks. You guys are gearing up for the final confrontation of this campaign. You have been dealing with Lasharog and his cult for months at this point, and we're in the home stretch. You guys went to visit Aloran's family in Aelia to sort of announce her engagement. You guys had taken care of Burberry's long-standing divine curse that is now fully dealt with. Burberry's back in one piece. You guys last session met with the East Alliance and learned exactly what was about to transpire. It looks like Lasharog is in the process of assembling his forces and is sailing for the center of the Sea of Halan. They expect he'll be there before the end of the month. So, in the interest of not letting him get away with whatever it is he's trying to do, even if it is just a ploy to lure the East Alliance out into the open, they are assembling a fleet. And before the end of this week, that fleet will be departing for a rally point just north of the island of Tulane. And from there, the assembled forces of the East Alliance will be sailing towards the edge of the Halan Deep, where they hope they will be able to head off Lasharog before he reaches the center of the sea and do battle. Hopefully take him out. If he's trying to accelerate his timetable, if this is some kind of a ruse, whatever it is, the East Alliance will not let it stand. And this looks like it is going to be the big showdown. So, you guys made some tentative plans. Timetable's still not fully ironed out yet, but you know where the East Alliance is going to be meeting. You know where they're heading. You have the capacity to teleport in a number of ways, should you desire to. That's all kind of up to you when and where and how everything shakes out from here out. But at this point, all the information is kind of in your hands, and the ball is in your court. It is the 1st of Erndath. I believe we left off... Actually, no, I believe we left off on the 2nd, technically, because we left off right after Alexei and Gideon invited several of you onto the completed void ship in the dry dock underneath the stadium for a test drive. And they are very happy to report that the ship works. It is watertight after plane shifting off-world and then diving back through the atmosphere into the sea. It looks like the ship is keeping air, is keeping out water, and all is well. So good news on that front. From there, I think the plan for them is to simply get back to dry dock and then finalize some plans. I know Aloran had a meeting that she wanted to organize.
Mm-hmm.
She had spread the word among some of the Green Wardens to meet with her.
Days.
In a day or two, was it?
I think it was 3 days.
3 days? Okay. And I know that Noelle had dropped off a letter with a certain Sandy, which is only to be delivered should she pass away in this fight. So beyond that, I don't know or recall if there was anything else. So if you guys have anything that needs to be brought back to my attention, please say so. If you have anything you want to do, please say so. As I said, the table is basically yours. It's the 2nd of the month, and about mid-morning, some of you are on the void ship. I don't know if all of you went, but at this point, are there any questions?
No questions. I think it was Lauren Barnaby Burberry that went on the void ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Well, the ship would have sort of leveled out, kind of judging by the light shining through the surface of the water overhead through the window shield of the cockpit. You're probably a good 50, maybe 60 feet down. There's not much around you. It's kind of open water, just kind of dark blue in every direction, with the sun kind of filtering down from above. And it's pretty quiet and still. Gideon and Alexei both seem very pleased as they are sort of quickly kind of moving across the monitors and readouts on the dashboard, as it were. Kind of checking the seals on the windows, the doors, inspecting the various rivets around the room, just seeing if anything's leaking whatsoever. And looks like it's all dry, all good.
Well, I have to say, this was a lot more pleasant than I thought it was going to be.
I was a little worried. I won't lie, Alexei would respond, but I am very happy to see that this is holding together. Should we run any further tests, Gideon, or is this enough? And Gideon will probably nod and say, take it down at least to the seafloor and see if it holds up. If we see any breakage after a certain depth, that'll be a good data point.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
Was this, and I might be getting my campaigns mixed up, so if that's the case, I am sorry. Was this where the bronze dragonborn who collected things was, or is that a different place?
Bronze dragon?
Or bronze dragon. There was like a bronze dragon at the bottom of the ocean somewhere in my games.
Not one of mine.
It was this one. Okay, different one.
I
Sorry.
don't think
I
that
apologize.
There you go.
No,
You said that, and I was like, I don't
that's-
think that's us.
All good.
That's why I was like, wait, hold on, I'm not sure. Just
You're good. You're good.
because if this was that one, I'd be like, oh yeah, watch out for what's his nuts.
Who? Alexei will take the wheel, and the ship will begin. You'll see it kind of like tilting forward and beginning to drive deeper into the sea. And as the light from
Is there
overhead
like
grows darker, you guys just kind of keep an eye out for leaks, and so far so good.
Is there like a hatch to get out?
There is a door at the bottom of the stairs that lead up to this chamber.
So I could go swimming if I wanted to?
Is there a way in / out of the ship while it's underwater that won't drown the ship?
Yes.
That is what she is asking. Is there an airlock?
Is there an airlock? I kind of want to go swimming. I haven't been
We
this deep in a while.
could improvise one. Gideon will say, if you can get the ship on its nose.
Well, actually, technically, if you could, well, this sounds weird. If you could turn the ship so that whichever side the hatch is on the bottom, she could theoretically just leave.
Yes. So tilt the ship forward a solid 90 degrees. And I suppose we can test the lock.
Burberry holds on to something.
Wait, let me get to the hatch first before you do this.
Alexei, I think, will follow you out after he has gotten the ship oriented. And at this point, it's just staring like directly down into the dark.
That's fun.
He will follow you out, and he'll say, "You should probably seal this hatch, the door leading into the cockpit, and he'll start like kind of clambering down the now sideways staircase that like zigzags up and down this portion of the ship leading to the various levels. And he'll, to you, Aloran, say, I'm gonna go seal off the rest of the ship before we open this up, just in case this doesn't work.
Okay.
So he'll give him 5 minutes.
I feel like it might be a good thing to test this. Or
I don't disagree, but of everyone aboard, you and I are the only ones who will actually survive if the ship floods. So,
well, I got I came prepared. I can make sure everyone can breathe underwater.
I'm worried about the pressure after a certain point, but also good to know.
Well, you can teleport everybody out.
Assuming they don't explode immediately. It'll be fine, I'm sure.
Well, maybe you should go be with them and have somebody else over here.
DM, dumb question. So I do have that control water spell. Could I theoretically use it to keep the water out of the ship while people leave?
Theoretically.
Do you want to test this?
I don't know if we want to test it that hard.
But Alexei will eventually finish closing off the rest of that stairwell. So that is sort of an airlock stairwell now. And he'll come back to you, Lauren, saying, all right, well, if you're ready, I'm ready.
Oh, you're coming out here with me?
Well, it'd be worth making sure you're not.
Okay, real quick.
Down there.
Real quick. If we do this, can I totally turn into like a giant octopus in front of the thing, grab you, and be like, ah, and like wiggle you around a little bit, just for like a second to make a little scene, and then I'll swim off and let you go. Come on.
All right.
Yes. Come on, it'll be funny.
I think with your passive perception, you would notice there is a very subtle little gesture from Gideon as he turns away from you to kind of like clear his throat. When he turns back to you, he's just kind of like rubbing his hand on his shirt and getting ready to like kind of stretch it and cracking his knuckles.
Wait,
Whenever you're ready.
wait, Gideon?
Not Gideon. Alexei, excuse me.
Gideon, when did you get here?
Wait, what does he?
Alexei did. He like turned away. It was like he did some kind of gesture before he turned back to you and just kind of acted like he was sort of stretching or like shaking his hands out.
Did you just cast water breathing on yourself?
I can breathe underwater. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's. What the fuck did you just do? Insight check. You're not that slick, Alexei. I see everything. Ask Lasharog. Oh, there we go. That's a good one. 24.
24. Well, he looks a little embarrassed. I think his answer would come a little faltering. Say, just letting everyone on board know that everything's okay.
Did you just tell him what I'm gonna do?
Not everyone.
Just Gideon.
Just kind of bobs his head.
What?
So he just kind of bobs his head, kind of non-committally. Shall we?
You two are
the
such
hatch?
a thing. Oh my god. She's gonna open the hatch and shove him into the water. Just bang already.
What do you think the orgy's for?
So you open the hatch, and it is a struggle. You find that getting this wheel, the lock wheel, turned takes a pretty significant amount of work. This is some effort. Like it's doable as an action, but it is like that is your turn, right? If you were gonna do this in combat, this is a process to open this thing, and when it does, as soon as you kind of like push a bit, you see the door kind of swing down into the water. You see the surface of the water now kind of churning in the threshold of the doorway. And below, it is just inky darkness.
Okay. She will literally shove him out of the airlock. Say, just bang already. Oh my god.
Okay.
No, she does say that to him 100%.
He just gives you this look as he takes the step and whoosh, into the water. And he begins to swim out away from the door. And in the cockpit, you can all see through the glass. Alexei is out in the water below the ship, and he gives everyone a little wave.
Cool. What is
I
the
wave back.
Wait, one sec.
He gives 2 thumbs up.
Okay, so instead of a giant octopus, Lauren is going to turn into like a giant fucking whale, and then she's going to like swallow him. Not like fully swallow him, but like hum into her mouth and swim by. And then
I don't remember this being how Tritons flirt, but I've never seen Tritons underwater.
This is a druid thing.
It might be a druid thing. You know, I would say that, you know, Lauren is taken, but I have a feeling that they're going to have a very open marriage.
Don't say.
no, of course not.
Well, and if it's not open, they're definitely sharing everything. I mean, everything.
After a few seconds of Alexei being out in the open, he just watches this very large, dark shape just kind of across the prow of the ship. And by the time the tail leaves your field of view, Alexei is nowhere to be seen.
No, she would do it so you see the whale go around.
Well, I mean, you're a big fucking whale. I don't know how good the angle
Well,
is.
I feel like you'd see the tail's teeth because they're weird things that look like hay.
Are you coming up from below him? Are you fucking sick? I guess Laura just swims away with Alexei in her mouth. In the cockpit, I think Gideon just crosses his arms and sighs.
She'll probably bring him back post-haste. After playing with him a bit. With her tongue? Like, Burberry does like the shrug, like, eh.
Lauren's gonna make such a perverted joke now that she gave me an idea as soon as she does it.
You said he's in your mouth!
She's done being a whale. She'll spit him out and then turn back into herself.
Wait, which way? Up the front or the top?
Dude, I was honestly thinking about seeing if she could shoot him through her blowhole. But I don't know if that's possible.
I don't know how that works.
You know what? Let's just.
I don't know if blowholes have like a nasal cavity or something or what, but that feels like a sketchy precedent.
Yeah, she'll let him go. And she'll be like, I really wanted to shoot you through my blowhole, but I don't know how that works, so.
It's like looks at you incredulously like, I don't know how a whale. You know what? Never mind.
Okay, well, I didn't want to accidentally kill you and get you stuck literally inside of me.
Didn't you grow up in the ocean?
I did.
You've never seen a whale skull before?
Chani hasn't, okay? Sue me. Aurora probably knows if it works or not. I don't.
Alright, fair enough. I'm fucking curious now, actually.
Okay, if it is possible, Lauren totally shoots him through.
Where does the blowhole on a whale empty out? That's actually not that big.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I think that's too small.
Yeah, that's not people size.
Yeah. Yeah, I realized my blowhole was too small, so I couldn't shoot you out, but I really wanted to. I just want you to know.
What
You're
did I
small.
hear?
You heard nothing. It's fine.
You hear none of this. This is out in the deep, deep ocean.
Something's wrong in that ocean. I can sense it. Something foul just transpired.
A terrible whale swallowed Alexi and tried to shoot it through her blowhole.
I feel like she'd be like, so did you like my big whale tongue? Hot, right?
Alexi
Something
doesn't have
definitely
words for you
foul.
right now.
He's what?
He does not have words for you
It was
right
just
now.
like-
He's just gonna be like, we should get back in the ship.
I like swallowed you whole. Aren't you so proud of me? Look, I have no gag reflex.
He's swimming.
Oh, come on. That was funny.
He's giving you a fucking look, but he's swimming. So he will swim back into the stairwell and pull himself up.
Oh, Alorn will go, like, swim underneath the ship and then up to the thing and then kind of, like, do her little wave. And then she'll go back into because she never actually waved at anybody.
That's fair. Gideon will just kind of nod to you through the window.
Does, like, a little whale and then
Sure.
capsize.
So, back in the stairwell airlock situation, I think it is definitely more of a struggle to get the door closed. Takes some doing, but between the two of you, I think you're able to wrench it back into place after a little while. There's some water trapped in the ship as a result of this, but it's it's a puddle. After that, you guys are able to kind of clamber back up to the cockpit hatch. Gideon will be able to let you guys in, and you can begin to right the ship and continue the dive to see how much deeper this thing can go. And after about probably half an hour, I'd say you guys feel something scrape the bottom of the ship, at which point they cut the engine and begin to kind of ease up a little bit, having hit the bottom. And they do a quick once over. They check, each of the levels. All looks good. This thing seems to be seaworthy and airtight.
Sweet.
We love to hear it.
Woohoo!
I like not dying under pressure. I mean, I might be dying under pressure, but not literal pressure. It's all figurative.
Well, in the event that this ship does need to submerge, at least we know that it can.
Yeah, just be careful of a whale that might swallow you whole. It's out there.
I'm a little bit more concerned about the giant laser-breathing sea urchins.
Oh, we'll be fine. We killed a god! We'll be good. We'll be good. Lauren's still riding that high. We'll be fine. We're god killers.
I envy your confidence, truth be told. Suppose we just start heading back up, and then we can shift back to dry dock and probably start making arrangements for the crew. Try and figure out how we're gonna get this thing crewed.
Oh, I have an idea for you guys. Specifically, question for you, Gideon. Since this is technically your boat. Well, you know how all the Green Wardens.
Oh, no, Aloran, I'm sorry. He's Captain Gideon now.
Oh, that's right. Captain, sir! Permission to sleep!
Permission granted. There's a hint of sarcasm in his tone, but it also sounds really practiced. It sounds like he's almost slipping back into like an old role that he spent a long time in.
Captain, sir, I have a suggestion for your crew dilemma. You know how the Green Wardens are in active revolt against the organization, and they all listen to me now, which is a terrible idea.
Wait, would that be infighting or a civil something?
I don't know.
I feel like that might be a civil something.
Could be.
It's certainly a schism.
But
Ooh,
if
nice
you want,
word.
Thank you.
I could ask them to help you man the ship instead of the Eastern Alliance, since you did not seem super keen on that idea.
No, I can't say that I'm particularly keen on that idea.
And
Plus, the Green Wardens would probably have far less of an idea of how to replicate the ship than
And the Green Wardens have all had training on ships, not this one per se, but they all know their basic nautical terms.
Burberry's gonna lean to Gideon and say, a lot of them are also all fanboys of Aloran.
Are they fanboys of?
I mean, you did just say they would follow you anywhere, so yes.
I guess. When I think of fanboys, I think they'd... Never mind. Anyway.
Did they or did they not yell at you? In a good way.
Guess they did.
Fanboys.
Fair enough.
I'm not opposed to the idea, although if there is some way to screen your loyalists, I would not be opposed to a little extra rigmarole on that front. I'm pretty confident that Inagard has, on some level, infiltrated the East Alliance. I am not quite as sure about the Green Wardens, but I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, I have a spell that helps me filter people. So...
Do you?
Yeah, I can make a Druid's Grove. And only the people I want to be there can be there.
You can
Alright, Aloran, I immediately have so many questions.
When did you figure out how to do this? Alexi looks genuinely, confused and impressed at the same time.
Oh, the same time when I figured out how to, combine and do this spiritual dragon thing and get, spectral wings and shit. It's fucking cool.
Huh. Well,
Yeah, I can, kind of turn myself part dragon almost. Kind of dope. Oh, and I can walk through trees now, too. And go anywhere I want that has a tree.
I remember that. I remember you talking about that one.
I can also reverse gravity, which might be good in a ship, and then they just all fly away into the... From fall
Reverse
damage.
gravity might not be the best idea, because I'm fairly certain it also doesn't just affect the people, but it might also affect the boat.
Well, I'll go on the boat and do reverse gravity, because I can fly away.
Well,
Oh, I can also
definitely
shift
need to talk.
planes now, too.
That is a useful option to have.
Yeah, I wish I could have done that, during what's it called? When we were flying together, and you could see them, but we couldn't do anything about them.
Oh, the arraignment.
Yep, that would have been great to have known how to do that during that situation, but... Oh, well...
Well, if you do think you have a handle on that, before we head out with the fleet. We'll see if we can't get you at least a key home made. If you can carve out a day to work with me on that, I think we could probably get that done for you.
Wait, who's saying that to me?
Alexi.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Gideon at first, and I was like, she's gonna be like, what? You want to spend alone time?
Gideon, meanwhile, is appreciative of the offer to screen the wardens, and he will say, we can certainly use as many hands as you can get, and on top of that, we probably should, as a group, discuss our attack plan at some point here, either before we leave or after you rejoin the fleet in the next few weeks.
Oh, I mean, that's going to be at least an entire session.
Probably.
A safe. But just so that we all know what everyone is capable of, and we can plan with full information, we should make a plan to sit down and discuss this in the near future.
Aye, aye, Captain.
In the meantime, Alexi, take us up, would you? And Alexi will give a very smart little salute, and he'll begin to guide the ship back up through the water from the ocean floor, eventually breaking through the surface and ascending into the air. The ship will continue to rise, and the sky around you will begin to darken from that bright midday blue to deep sort of peak of the atmosphere blue into that deep, dark black of the wild space outside. And as you pull away from the planet after a certain distance, you see Gideon throws a lever, the same one he did to start this whole adventure, and the ship compresses again into a point and rapidly expands in an instant back in the dry dock. He'll turn to you all and he'll say, well, I think that was at the very least a very successful test. Thank you. I look forward to fighting with you all in the coming month here.
As do we, Captain. I'm not going to call you Captain unless you're on the ship, by the way, so just be prepared.
More than fair.
When do you want me to bring the green wardens by?
Once you've had them screened to your satisfaction, I think. Or if you would like my assistance with that, then...
How do you do that?
Gerald would be able to help me with that.
Okay.
It might take some time, but...
Well, the grove lasts 24 hours.
Oh, good.
And if there are people, I can make tree people go grr and attack it.
Good to know.
I'm very excited to watch you cast the spell.
When are you planning to hold this meeting?
3 days. Or in 2 days. I think
3 days from yesterday.
3 days from yesterday.
So 2 days. Gotcha. Okay. I'm tracking. Do you want to field that conversation yourself, or would you like the Gatewatch there?
I think it might be good if you're there, but I'll start it off. I mean, they are there for me. Flips her fins.
He smirks. And he will say, well, just be sure to include us in the wards. And as you guys are kind of departing the ship, he and Alexi will kind of pause to kind of turn back and take a look at the exterior for a moment before they follow you back through that tunnel into the dungeon and upstairs. And Alexei will say, "I'm probably heading back to the house. I've got a few books I need to pick up." And Gideon says, "I also needed to pick up some research material. Break for an hour." Alexei's like, "Yeah, no, I'll see you in an hour." And he'll follow you guys out unless you have any further business here.
No, but Lauren has a shit-eating grin watching those two. She's like,
Okay. Gideon doesn't give you any more mind than that. After he says his goodbye, he just heads upstairs. Alexei catches your eye though, and he's definitely kind of like, "Stop."
Stop what? It's just so precious. I can't.
No,
I can't control
this whole thing.
What whole thing?
You know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I think you know full well.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Just bicker on the way out. Anything at the Presidium from the three of you?
Lauren's gonna go buy a captain's hat for Gideon.
Okay. Fair enough. Are you looking for like a novelty hat or like a military like surplus hat?
I don't know.
The
What's the
biggest,
vibe?
most cartoony.
Like are we looking for like a costume pirate hat? Or like
Something like
a
Something
real fancy
really
feathery like
exaggerated.
Sunday hat?
Yeah, it's like a giant fucking feather. Just get some like a little like trench coat that matches.
Oh my god.
Actually, I think the best way to do it is get something that's like just on the edge of plausible deniability. So it's like he can accept it and be like, "I don't know if this is a joke or not," and I don't want to be offensive.
Yeah, no, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Well,
But it will have a large feather in the said hat.
It's like just on the edge of believable.
figure out what you want that hat to look like and get back to me.
Okay. Captain hat.
I'll get you a price.
Tricorn. You want it to be tricorn?
Oh, like Jack Sparrow's hat?
Yes. Unless you want one of those absolutely ostentatious, just two-sided hats with the feathers up the middle.
Ooh, like the old English Navy ones.
Yes. But honestly, I feel like that would fall off like immediately. I don't know how they managed to keep them on.
What about like something something like this, except a little less bedazzled?
That's something. Jesus.
It's too much, isn't it?
Oh, that's very piratey.
Oh, wait, what about this one? What about this? Oh, I'm having so much fun.
The second one looks rather rakish.
He'd be a dashing devil.
Rakish.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, she'll just get him like the tricorn hat, and she'll add a feather to it. And she will get him a matching French coat.
And a coat?
Yeah.
Okay. Hat and coat together is probably a gold.
Okay. What colors does Gideon usually wear?
Fucking like black and gray.
Perfect. She'll get him a black hat and trench coat with
Maybe some green.
a green feather.
Boom, we got our pop of color.
The old peacock feather.
Always need pop of color.
Alright. Anything else as far as the Presidium goes? Or are we yielding the floor to just kind of open time? Who's got something?
Can I give the hat to Gideon and see his reaction?
You gonna give it to him today?
Fuck yeah.
Wait, if you give it to
No.
him today, you gotta do it right before we leave.
No, I want to give it to him at like the at the meeting and be like, "This is your new captain." Promise that.
Oh, there you go.
And then put the trench coat around his shoulders. This
Oh
is
no! If you want to be
Captain, no
especially evil, you would be the captain is whoever is wearing this hat. Presents it to Gideon.
And I got you a matching trench coat.
I do have a few things once the floor is open.
Yep, that's all.
Yeah.
First I would like to sending to the professor who we met at the Dragon's Tomb. And
oh gosh, what was her name? Professor.
I remember it made me laugh every time because it was something dumb.
What was her name? Hoosier.
Hoosier, there we go.
Professor Hoosier.
But yeah, I'd like to contact Professor Hoosier and see how her findings went and how the kobolds were before she left.
Okay. It's a lot to ask for 25 words.
I mean, I can use more than one sending spell if you want. That's not a problem.
No, it's fine. She will reply, Beverly, good to hear from you. Research is ongoing, but fruitful. Lots to cover. Kobolds seem well. Still a bit too friendly. But well.
And can I also add I would like to tell her about the other guy who was doing the Red Star stuff that we just met, the older guy? The nerd that I had fun with.
Oh, Professor Sassier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, I would also like to talk to her about like his input that might add to the lore.
Sure.
Basically, I'm sharing knowledge everywhere.
Sure. Her response to your sending about Sassier actually is a little huffy sounding. She comes back to you with like, that old gas bag has been trying to claim draconic runes for his own research for years now. I think we have a leg up on him this time, mind you, thanks to your vision. I'll have some words from him when I get back to Bellaguet.
I'm gonna leave off the part where I shared what I saw to him. Because that would feel a little bad. But now they're on equal footing.
You definitely get the sense that they're very short exchange, but she is definitely in some sort of academic rivalry with that guy.
Gotcha. And then I would like to have a very long either sending conversation or book conversation with my folks.
Okay. Book will probably serve you better.
Sending. Calls cost money, but texting is free.
Calling costs spell slots. So yeah, what do you want to talk to your folks about?
Well, now that my problem has concluded, I would like to just basically give them a full rundown of everything to this point. It'll be a long conversation.
Gotcha. Just give them the full story.
Yep.
Okay.
About why I hadn't talked to them in so long, about why I haven't called.
Sure.
And I suspect that I will get a flurry of 2 different handwritings in response.
I think their responses are very, like, it's haphazard and intermittent over the course of your own writing. As you sort of start this story, kind of lay out the primary reason for your disappearance. There's probably like 3 or 4 half-started sentences in alternating handwritings before it finally settles on your father's handwriting. And he has a handful of questions that he kind of it's like, why didn't you tell us? Where did you go? Were you safe? Da, 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 da. His response is very measured, concerned, but he does come across in this writing as mindful of the fact that you are kind of coming clean about a lot right now. There's not a lot of push necessarily, just inquiry. So he has his handful of questions that he'll ask, and then as you continue the story, he is sort of the primary respondent in the notebook. There's a handful of points over the course of the story where your mom like kind of pulls the book out of his hand. You see like the pen stroke like drag across the page. And then she picks up and begins writing.
I feel like every time Burberry sees it happen, like anybody who's paying any attention to him will just see him smile out of nowhere.
And her messages come through a lot more boisterous in tone. She is.
I'm very glad that I'm not standing in front of them right now, because I have a feeling she would be very hardly grabbing my ear.
Potentially. Potentially. I feel like she would almost be like pulling you down like harder into your seat, like by both shoulders. Very sternly trying to convey to you. It's like, you have to tell us these things. We can't help you if you don't tell us, and we are here for you, Burberry, no matter what. It is simultaneously extremely chastising and deeply supportive.
Thank you, Pled. I love my parents.
But it goes back and forth like that, over the course of this conversation. By the end of it, I assume, just to summarize, by the end of it, I think there is definitely this sentiment that's been floating around over the course of this. They do want to see you. Your mother's a little bit more insistent than your father about when, how soon can that happen. And they're also looking to clarify more about what exactly it is that you have coming up next.
Where are they?
From what they've said, they are currently in Libria, northern Libria.
Is that a place that I can get to right now?
It's across an ocean. It's some distance.
I could get you there.
Well, I didn't know if it was in Eastern Alliance territory or not.
No. The Libria is very much its own kingdom, nation, region.
Wait, you've been to Libria?
Me?
No, hell, yeah.
No, but if you, we could pull some bullshit, which I know you love. If you get your parents to drop an item from that area off in your account, then I can use it as a teleportation focus, essentially, and teleport exactly to them.
I will relay this newfound information to my folks.
Okay, yeah. After conversing with Noelle, you pass that along.
I see Burberry writing on the notebook for 3 hours. I'm just like, hey, what you doing?
What you do?
I finally explained everything to my parents, and
Oh, good.
they really want to see me. And I'm not sure how long that'll be, and I am both extremely excited and absolutely terrified.
Oh, you absolutely should see them before we go off to do all this stuff.
I am very glad that they aren't in the Eastern Alliance, though.
That they're not in the Eastern Alliance?
In this area.
Yeah.
Stuff seems to be problematic around here right now.
Yeah, this is going to be dangerous, I think, for the people living here. Well, if you want to go see them, I could probably take you. I think I've pretty much got a handle on teleportation.
Wait, I thought you could only do that in Eastern... and that's where this whole conversation...
Sure. Yeah, so your parents would literally respond with a very hurried one moment.
Would you like to see my folks again? It's been a very long time since they've seen you.
I would love to, honestly. I've been waiting 128 sessions for the opportunity to see your parents.
No rush or anything.
I've been very patient.
Where's Aurora in all this?
Shopping for a hat and a coat, I think.
Okay, Burberry's gonna just go,
should I invite a lord, or would that make them worry about me more?
I think as long as you let Lauren know what your parents are like, she can be as polite as is necessary.
I will whenever because I know this is probably gonna take a day or two, and I don't think we should just go missing out of nowhere. I think Burberry will mention to the rest of the party that
I mean, if you take 2 teleporters, then you can get back the same day.
Well, we can get back with teleportation circle the same day.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but it's parents. I don't want to see them for a day or two before I. Laura gotta see her parents for a day or two.
Well, I can also just come back and pick you up too. Like, you could be there for a week if you wanted. It doesn't. I just.
Yeah, because Lauren could also just go there.
Find a tree.
Okay.
Walk out.
I'll be real. Like, as long as I can get there, I can get back on my own. That's not a problem.
Word of recall.
Right. Like,
Right.
So I just need to get there.
I can get you there.
At some point, Burberry, Alora would ask you if when she wants to do the screening and stuff, if you'd be willing to do like Zone of Truth.
Oh, absolutely.
And like,
I'll tell you what, I'll trade you. I will get to watch your spell in great detail, and I will Zone of Truth you in return.
perfect.
And he does like that smile that's like, come on, please.
It's in, and if she goes, I think she'd say it's in 3 days. So you'd have to come back early, but since I know how to get there, I could get you back.
All right, sounds good.
And then you can spend more time with them.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay.
Cool.
So, my parent.
I'm so looking forward to this.
So Lauren is coming as well, correct?
If you want to. I'm mostly just telling folks so that they know where I've disappeared to.
If Lauren is invited, she totally would go.
Because I haven't been kidnapped. I'm not missing. I just left for a bit. And also, I feel like if I left and came back and said, oh yeah, I went and saw my folks, and I didn't tell you guys, you'd be so mad at me.
I think before they left, Lauren would just find Adler and be like, I'm going on a little trip. I'll be back.
Are we going today?
Keep planning the wedding. Okay, cool.
We could go today or in 3 days, whichever one is better.
I mean, today is fine, I guess. We can get back pretty easy. We just have to get there once. That's all. I'm just trying to remember what happened. Was today the day that we went to the meeting, or was that yesterday?
That was yes.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Okay.
Let me see how long it takes Druid Grove to cast since
I think it's
Burberry.
a day.
Yeah, it's like 12 hours or something.
10 minutes to cast.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
It lasts.
Okay.
It lasts for a
Yeah.
day.
That's easy peasy.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think we'd probably convene around mid-afternoon, I guess. Or wait, when was the ship test?
That was in the morning.
Okay, so yeah, we'll say an afternoon. Because I assume that'll be enough time for Burberry to go get the associated object.
Yes, and to let parents know exactly when we're coming.
Yeah. The object is like it's in your bag within like 5 minutes of them sending that little message to you.
What do they put?
So they put this. You've seen these a couple of times, and you do recall this being sort of a staple art piece from this region, because you had been there a couple of times as a kid over the course of your parents' travels. It is this small, like, saint's idol. It's a roughly humanoid figure carved into wood. Kind of a foot tall, tall and narrow in shape, kind of exaggerated angular features and geometric designs kind of carved into it, and very vivid, colorful paint, sort of accenting the whole thing. But it looks to be a carving of Kur in the style of Libria.
Oh, I remember this.
That's gorgeous. I love it.
He is
I'm gonna guess this is Dad's.
safe to say. He's got the snow white face, the big jack-o'-lantern smile, the bright yellow eyes, crazy hair. It looks like horse hair, kind of like coming out the top of it. It's a piece.
It's really
very,
cool.
very striking.
I've definitely never been to Libria, so this will be cool.
Neither has a Lauren.
Did they say like a name of what town they're in or near or anything, just to give me something to focus on?
They are in the city of Port Laurel, excuse me.
Port Laurel. All right.
Does John get to come?
I said party, so if anybody who wishes to come may.
Yeah, John gets to go on an adventure.
The adventure of meeting parents. Yeah, I will grab the object and focus in on it and what was it?
Port Laurel.
Laurel.
Mm-hmm.
Noelle gathers the group around, closes her eyes, and I will use a high-level spell slot and cast Teleport to the outskirts of that town.
And you are all pulled instantaneously into a central singular point, and then thrown out the other side of it, rapidly re-expanding, and find yourselves in a very, very hot city.
Oh, this is awful. I like cold.
Like the sun is like directly overhead, beating down on you. It's easily 100 degrees, humid as all hell.
Well, Lauren likes that.
I think you like the cold.
Well, she likes the humidity.
You see John start applying his tanning lotion.
Oh, that was fast.
And looking around you guys,
I'm going to burn.
find yourselves in a very, very dense cityscape. Cobblestone roads, cramped with stalls and these like very tall, narrow shops on either side of the road. Tons of people milling about, many of them on these wheeled devices run by pedals, kind of towing baskets behind them that are carrying either more people or cargo of some kind or another. You see food stalls set up pretty much at like every corner. There's at least like 4 stalls on each corner of an intersection, all kind of competing for clientele as they pass by during the day. Palm trees growing from sort of the little inlets in the middle of the road. Wild verges filled with technicolor plants, parrots, and monkeys kind of clamoring around on the rooftops. It is loud, it is hot, it is busy, very, very colorful. Between the kind of chipped and fading paint on all the buildings and just the vibrant plants growing everywhere. As much kind of growing out of the sort of the garden, like tended gardens in the centers of the roads, as well as sort of like just kind of pushing up through the cobblestones underfoot. There's a lot of greenery in this city, and it is it's a busy place. It's a very busy place. But you are definitely not in Freeport anymore.
This is awesome.
Do I see them here? And if not, I would like to scry on them.
Give me a perception check.
Also, it's cool as we're in the same time zone.
I don't think actually you would lose too many
We're
hours.
like almost exactly north of Freeport. Pretty damn close.
Nice.
Did you find it on the map?
I was looking at the world map.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Looking around, you definitely do not see them, and you don't see their wagon either. This road does not seem to be a market road necessarily. I mean, there's lots of little shops and stalls and stuff, but it's not like a square where they tend to set up,
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are sort of like standing off to the side of this road, like at the mouth of an alley almost. And actually, as you sort of start looking around, you notice that you're standing next to this little like mom and pop shop, like under an apartment, that is selling tons of these little hand-painted wooden idols of the gods and goddesses.
Interesting. Can I buy one?
Yeah, sure.
Do they have lots of different gods and goddesses, or is it just?
So they have primarily, it looks like, the 15 of the Pantheon, but there does seem to be a corner of their shop where they have sort of this eclectic collection of figurines, dragons, fairy-looking creatures, a couple of like horned, like red devil-looking things. They've got some sort of alternative, off-brand
gods,
deities and idols here. Yeah.
John would like to look through them to see if there's any that might look interesting for kids.
I mean, there's dragons.
Yeah.
There's a decent collection of these either white or like metallic silver painted dragon figurines. And Burberry would recognize that immediately as the like a representation of Bahamut. Kind of sitting almost like a dog in its posture, with kind of like the hind legs, the knees kind of pointing like pretty high up, and the front hands clasps very tightly close together in front of it on the ground. Head raised, kind of looking directly outwards. You know, wide eyes that have these like opals set in them. And the wings look as though they've actually got like fabric kind of threaded between the ribbings, which looks like they're made out of wire. They're pretty intricate little constructions. Not necessarily like dolls or action figures, but they're intriguing, I think.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In our time at Feral, did we learn like the gods that they kind of worship there?
On Feral?
Yeah.
Feral doesn't really do much with the
way.
Yeah,
Way.
they primarily
The
inherited
way.
the way, right? Which is
The way.
less about just a specific deity and more about managing their relationship with the Fae and the Feywild.
Cool. So she'll go over to the fairy and fae looking ones,
Okay.
and she'll pick up.
Some stuff with like really exaggerated pointed ears and like crazy.
You could
tough
probably find
skulls,
something that looks like the
eyebrows,
gatekeeper.
little pointed noses.
Yeah.
While they are going through the shop, I'm gonna do scrying stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get 3 figurines, 2 for Adler's parents and 1 for Ad.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Are they all going to be like roughly the same design, or you want to get 3 different designs?
3 different designs.
3 different. Okay.
If I find one that looks like a stoner, she's gonna grab that one for Adler.
Just a guy smoking.
It's like a really tall goblin with like these like super narrow eyes. It's like, yeah, he looks like he could be I.
Perfect. And she'll get like the more intricate and pretty ones for.
Sure.
No, I would just look for one that represents Io. I think the name of the god
Okay.
is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you would find one of her tall, like actually wrapped in like silk. It looks like around the body. Again, like either horse or maybe goat hair, kind of fixed into the scalp of this figure, and just kind of wildly kind of flying out in all directions behind it.
Cool. You can brush her hair. And I
Like
would,
one of those Barbie dolls that you
Yeah.
can actually like, style.
and I put on my big sun hat Burberry get me and head back into the street to find them.
Yeah.
John's gonna look through.
Figurines are
I got
probably 2 gold each.
Okay. I can do that.
I'm broke.
Okay.
John's gonna look through for a statue for the Shelde.
Oh, the shelter. Yeah. There is one of him. He is, or I guess the shell, I think, might have a couple different versions. Where is it?
And where are we at again?
Port Laurel in Libria.
Laurel. Yep.
Oh, yeah, you just need to look for a tree.
Yeah, so he is carved, no fabric on him, but carved to look like he's wearing this sort of like bright silver ceremonial robe with like this like red trim. Very stately face, wide, kind of staring eyes in like an almost mask-like face. You would recognize him less from his depiction because it's not super distinct necessarily, so much as from there are like labels underneath each of these in their own sections. And you would recognize like a hand-drawn little glyph of his holy symbol underneath his name. This kind of like geometric spiral pattern that you would recognize as being Lashel's.
How much did you say they were?
2 gold.
Okay.
Lauren also bought a couple statues of Alice.
Couple of Alice. Okay. Kind of this carving of a young woman with like very, very long blonde hair that kind of runs down her back. It's much more orderly than the AO statue's hair. But she is also going to be up 2 gold.
Yeah.
So
I already talked.
Sure. Okay. Burberry is scrying.
Yep.
Okay. So, do you have first-hand knowledge? Yes, you've met them. You're familiar with them. Good.
I hope so.
Do you have a body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, or the like, or just a possession?
I suppose it would be just the Can I count the other book?
What other book?
The other half of the paired book set that
Well,
I
you don't
have.
have the other half. Well, I guess your
They're twin
half
books.
is your book. Yeah, they're twin books. But one of them is yours.
In a weird way, they're sort of the same book.
Well,
Sort of.
because
Could
you said
locate object.
you said an item,
Yeah, a possession. So I mean,
so the other book would count as a possession, right?
But you don't have the other book on you. Is the thing.
Well, they did give you the statue that was theirs, so you
Yeah,
could get there.
I was like
so.
the statue you just
Oh,
got.
yeah.
Would be enough. But
Also,
Oh, okay.
shouldn't
In
they
that
be?
case.
I didn't know if you had gotten a body part from your parents yet. That was a.
That's what we're here to do, is to get one of their body parts.
I need your finger,
I need
Papa.
a finger so I can check it on you.
Before we go to the fight, everybody just cut off their pinky.
Okay. Well, they rolled a
Lose
2
another
on
family
their
member.
wisdom
Thank
save, so you definitely scry on whoever it was, your mom or your dad.
Yeah, I just want to get a view of the scenery around them.
Okay.
I want to get familiar, if you will.
Sure. From the looks of it, they are currently tending a stall. Their stall, as it's the same wagon that they've had your entire life. They have taken that thing on ships. They have taken it across country. Like that is their wagon. You see them manning it in a pretty busy market square. There's lots of other wagons like it, and kind of roadside stalls that are set up in these rows.
Okay,
it's a very haphazard, busy bazaar. And
so I'm not super interested. Like, I mean, I will for the rest of the thing, but the thing that I am looking for is like fountains or buildings.
Mhm.
Identifying objects. or
Identifying
structures.
Yeah. I think the two things that probably jump out at you about this place. It is a somewhat claustrophobic market. It seems to be kind of hemmed in on all sides by buildings that are kind of like rising up around it. So it's kind of hard to make out sort of the surrounding terrain here. It's almost kind of like this walled-in square. But through the scrying, you would be able to hear the sound of the surf. It's somewhat distant, but you've been in Freeport for so long at this point. Like it's very obvious to you when you're close to water because you can hear it even at a distance, a few streets away. So they sound like they're by the water, and you can also hear a very familiar sort of distant shouting, the occasional ringing of bells that immediately calls to mind the waterfront back in Freeport. So they are relatively close to a marina.
Okay, so I'm just gonna lay this out. So the reason I'm asking for stuff like that is because I would like to do find the path, but it requires me to have a fixed location. So stalls always move around.
Gotcha.
Which is why I asked for things like fountains or buildings, because those don't move.
Sure. Okay.
I feel like we could just walk there.
No,
and find them.
I never get the chance to use this spell.
It's because it's not that good of a spell, Burberry.
That's why I never get to use it. Let me have it.
I'd say looking around trying to raise them.
Things. Yeah, I could use locate object to find the other book, but what's the fun in?
We're trying to manufacture a situation where the spell has a use.
I mean, okay, look, I'll be real. It would have had a use way back when I was stuck in an underwater cavern. It would have been great. I didn't have it then, but it would have been super useful.
It is a very high level for what it does.
I know. There should be like a second level spell or something.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say this. It's not the most overt, landmark, but eventually, as you're kind of like craning around trying to get a decent view of this marketplace, you pick up a building that has some interesting looking kind of like gargoyle animal type carvings on the front of it. It looks like it might have been an old church of some kind at one point, but it looks like it's sort of just become another extension of this marketplace bazaar area. You can see like stalls like set up in front of it, and what looks to be stalls inside as well. But it's a very distinctive facade that you can kind of pick out between like the tents and the canvases. And with that image in mind, I guess, if you would like to cast Find the Path.
Why is this 6th level? I didn't even know it was that high.
I know,
it is stupid high.
Why is Google Maps a 6th level spell?
I mean, like I kind of get it, like, because I think the idea is just if you're like lost or in a maze or in a city you're unfamiliar with, but the problem is that it requires you to be familiar with where you're going.
Right.
And there are plenty of other ways to get there that are either of an equal spell slot or lower.
Yeah, also when you're at the level that requires 6 level slots, like, you probably have people in your party who could teleport.
Like, right. But, like, again, this is
to go somewhere new.
I've legitimately had this spell prepped for an ungodly amount of time, and I'm excited to get to use it for something. It might also be, well, it depends. Would a boat count as a fixed position?
No. Boats move.
Yeah, this isn't. Yeah, this is like.
What
I feel like this would be like a good
converted into a museum and just sits in the dock all day.
That would be different.
I feel like this. If I was to put this spell, like, I would probably put it at either a 3rd or a 4th level spell.
that feels
rather
better
than 6.
Yeah,
I put it at
use
3rd.
out of it at 3rd or 4th.
Yeah,
I put it at 3rd.
Or if I was going to keep it at 6, I would just get rid of the word fixed. So that way, if I was looking for like a ship or something, that would be a location, because ships are big.
It should work like this. Should be like locate object, but across the entire
places
for like the whole plane instead of just like a mile or whatever the distance is.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be 6th level.
But then we could find Lostrog's ship and figure out where he's at.
I know. Then it would be worth fucking 6 spell levels.
That's true.
But as it is, it's not good for finding ships. So it's like, Okay. Anyways, casting the spell with this picture of the this sort of old church in mind, you feel a familiar sort of pulling sensation, not unlike other sort of navigational spells you've used in the past. But this one is accompanied by an odd shift in the light. the world doesn't go so dark that you can't see it, but it's distinctively shadier, I'll say. Everywhere except for the street you were standing on, as it extends in the direction of what you would assume would be this building. The street seems to glow. And as you follow it, and you reach an intersection, you watch as this light sort of bends off to the right, leaving the other two directions dark. Not unlike the buildings on the other side of you. And you continue with this light beneath you and this pulling sensation guiding you through the winding streets of Port Laurel. It's probably about a half an hour's walk from where you appeared. But eventually you find yourself stepping into a very familiar looking bazaar. There are stalls and tents and wagons set up in very cramped quarters all around this very large open square that is just hemmed in on every side by these old historic looking stone buildings. And you can see up ahead this light kind of winding its way around various stalls and wagons towards that tall gargoyle faced building on the other side of this square.
Okay, I'm gonna steal something that I do with my folks for Burberry in this case, which is when I was a kid, when my mom lost me shopping, because that happened more often than you would think, we would play Marco Polo.
Okay.
So I feel like Burberry and his folks have an equivalent of this, but I would like it to be like a long whistle instead of Marco Polo. And Burberry's whistles, because he's a Dragonborn, sound weird.
I feel like it's going to sound like a bird call. Isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Like a really big bird.
I'm down for that sickness. So yeah, Burberry will head like about where he thought the angle was right, and then do this odd bird whistle
Noah
call
would give
thing.
you a very strange look when you did that. I've never seen that noise come out of you before.
Well, I've never had this mouth before.
Touche. I guess I've never seen you try to whistle as a kobold.
It was
I'll
a lot
say,
easier as a kobold.
Give me a perception check, Burberry.
Also, what are your parents' names again?
Hold on for me looking up my thing, and I'll get back to you.
Okay.
That is a 5. And their names are Aurora and River.
Yes, okay.
Can a Lauren help, or do you want a Lauren to be listening for some whistleback or something?
I'd be down for that.
Okay, cool. Let me help you.
Thank
I have
you.
advantage and a plus 14.
Jesus! I'll just take my paltry +3 and go home.
Naturally,
I'm going home.
34.
Jesus Christ, Lauren.
Oh, that's great.
All right, so Burberry lets this whistle out. There's a couple of people nearby who glance at you, having heard this, whistle go out.
It's also probably something that most Dragonborns don't do, because there's no reason to.
Not too terribly often. I think that the sound just barely kind of rises above the din of noise in this square. There's so much conversation, there's so much movement and activity here, and on top of that, it being as kind of closed in by the the tall buildings on either side, all sides. You're a little worried at first that the sound kind of gets lost in the bustle, and you whistle a couple more times, and Lauren, very just barely audible over this chaos.
So Burberry had to beat a 30.
I just want to emphasize it's very fucking loud here. So it's like being at a concert and trying to pick up somebody yelling at you like in the crowd, you know? It's just loud. But you are able to very care like just a little bit of a peak, you know, kind of rising up to your left is this high solid whistle sound in response. Much more traditional people whistle than what Burberry just did.
That way.
And we go.
Yeah. And with a couple more of those exchanges, eventually, Burberry, you would begin to hear the replies. This whistle in response. And eventually you round a corner and you see a very familiar sight. Up ahead, nestled just as it was in your scrying vision, there stands a very tall, wide, well-built wagon. There's a couple of decent-sized horses kind of tethered next to it with a trough of water in front of them. The side of the window, or the side of the wagon is sort of like thrown open like a little, like a food car window. You can see knickknacks and baubles, clothes, all sorts of goods kind of piled up in small crates on little display tables just under the counter, hanging from cords on either side of the awning. And standing in the window, there is this small, very slight framed tabaxi. Hair so fine, he almost looks bald. And standing outside the window of this wagon, you see a much larger tabaxi woman. Real thick fur, or what was probably once real thick fur. It honestly looks very, very patchy right now. She looks as though she's in the process of shedding quite a bit. But even so, she still has a very like tall, imposing sort of frame to her. And yeah, Burberry, you see them, and they both immediately see you. You see the smaller fellow in the window kind of lean forward and wave, while your mother begins to
I brace myself.
walk forward and immediately just grabs you and pulls you into a big hug. Burberry, there you are. You got here quick.
Yes, I had a lot of help from sorry. You might remember Noelle, although last you saw her, she was much smaller.
Smaller and a little different.
You
looking.
have grown, Noelle. Hello.
Hi,
Pulls you into a hug too.
I like the idea that she doesn't actually remember Noelle's name, but she remembers.
She would have called me Lorelei, technically.
Well, no, I know, but it was so long ago that she might have just forgotten your actual
Yeah,
name.
probably.
Look at you.
It's good to see you again.
And this is one of my is everyone with me?
Presumably.
Probably.
I'm not sure about Barn.
Barnaby.
Did we leave Barnaby in Freeport?
I don't know.
No, he's with us. I like the
It's
idea
been
that he's
awful quiet
suddenly
lately.
at one of the docks or something, or fishing.
Yeah,
already.
he's just fishing like.
Cut back. He's like, where's everybody?
He was just outside the teleportation range.
Been real quiet lately.
This is a Lauren, and this tall gentleman in the back is John.
Hello.
Pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you both. She will grab an arm around Aurora to pull her in with Noelle and Burberry. She will extend her free hand out to John and shake very vigorously.
I'm just gonna make small notes because this is how I imagine them. So any handshakes she does are painful because she's barbarian spec'd in my head.
Except for with John.
Except for with John.
The only one who's ever met her handshake equally.
She's not a high-level barbarian, but you don't need to be a high-level
high strength score.
Strength scores.
Wow, her grip is really good.
You give nice hugs. They kind of hurt.
Very warm on a very warm day, but yes, it's really good to see you.
Yes, it is. Excuse me. She'll pull back. There's definitely like fur stuck to the front of your shirt and cloak.
Oh god, and those rollers haven't been invented yet.
Brushing you off. It's like, you must forgive me. We have only been here a week, but I am already molting like nothing else. Meanwhile, River has like dislodged himself from the wagon and has just quietly made his way up to the group. And as Aurora kind of lets go everyone to start kind of cleaning you off, Noelle, he will just very quietly kind of wrap his arms around Burberry from behind and say,
giant hug for Dad. I think Burberry's actually taller than River.
River's very short.
I don't remember you being this tall.
Puberty?
A second one.
Actually, yes. Kind of. Well, I went from being, tallish to then really, really short. Then we're tall again.
It looks like you've got a couple more inches since last I saw you, though, so it's agreeing with you at the very least.
Oh, yes. Well, science isn't exact. Religion isn't never mind.
He just kind of taps his nose before he makes his way over to the rest of you, and he'll take your hands, Noelle, just kind of clasp them between his. It's like, it is good to see you again.
River, it's very good to see you. It's been a long time.
Yes, it has been quite a while, in fact. But you two were inseparable for that short week in Aelia. I would not forget that face. Although you too seem to have grown a little bit since last I saw you too.
Just a smidge, Time will do that to you.
Inches. These, however, are new faces.
Yeah, believe it or not, there's people taller than me.
Shocking. He'll turn to a Lauren.
I'm shorter than everyone else.
Except for her.
Someone I can actually pick on. Shake your hands.
Oh. I feel like she's like, I don't recommend it. Well, not in a threatening way.
You, however, are much too large. And he will take John's hand and shake.
Yeah, I've been told that a lot.
River is just an actual cat compared to John.
Most people are actual cats to John.
That's fair.
I'm just a fish. Walking.
What fish would you be?
A beta fish. That's what I designed for based
No, you're I mean, you might have based her on beta fish, but I'm like, no, you're way too mischievous to be a beta fish. More like a bored octopus.
Yeah.
Her spirit is that of a bored octopus.
I feel like she'd clarify with River being like, no, I like to prank people and I'm very good at it. Dude.
Oh, you do like to pick on people.
Oh, I love it.
Good. Come here. He starts pulling you over towards the wagon. Any chance I could interest you in one of these?
That didn't take long at all.
He's very good at his job. There's a reason that we've been doing so well.
Yes, I suppose so. The card looks exactly the same.
Oh, that's not fair. We did at least one paint job since you were last on.
We've done one ourselves since you went to seminary, boy. Your mom will chime in. Although it's not holding up
Immediately
terribly
looks
well in this
embarrassed.
sun. Aurora shows you this small wooden chest, Lauren.
Okay.
And he opens it to what looks to be a bunch of these like chunky silver rings.
Wait,
I'm
the
about to get
River or
married.
Aurora?
River.
River is
Yeah, I think it's
dad.
River.
River's dad. Okay, excuse me. River. River is showing you this small cask of these chunky silver rings. It says, "It's a quick laugh, but it's a good one." And he'll slide one onto his finger, kind of swivel it over his hand or into his palm, and then he will reach out as if to shake.
Was it going to make a farting noise? Jake's hand.
Roll a d8 for me.
Please do random things. Please do random things.
I hope she turns into a potted plant or some shit for like a second.
God, that'd be great.
4.
4.
I hope it's something ridiculous.
Lauren, if you do decide to like make a thing for the captain squadron or whatever, this should be your squadron. Just magic prank rings for everyone on the ship.
Oh, I'd love that. Gideon would actually throw me off the boat.
Probably.
Okay, so you feel the metal of the ring press into your palm, and as it does, the sound of the market around you just completely cuts away. It goes dead
Cool.
silent. And you see River talking to you, but you cannot hear a thing he's saying.
Can anyone else hear a thing he's saying?
Yeah, the rest of you just look over at River, and he's just saying, "So this little device actually
hear you!
Oh,
my dear, no need to shout."
What? It got really quiet!
what does your dad just do to a Lauren? We've been
And he'll
here
let
for
go of your
30
hand.
seconds.
And
Burberry like has the pursed lips with a smile at the back. Like he
as
thinks
lets
it's
go of
funny.
your hand, the sound of the market begins to slowly kind of like return to you, and it's almost like this almost ringing in your ears is starting to kind of like fade away.
Okay.
And you're able to hear him again. He's like, "It has a little bit of a something different for everyone."
What else can it do?
Oh yeah, can I try?
We send the hands to you.
Okay,
Noel.
I'll
Go ahead
shake.
and roll a d8.
I just wanted to roll a dice. 1. Did I get the good one?
You turn into a plant.
Your vision goes completely black.
Oh. Oh, I don't like
You
this
can't-
at all.
You can't see anything.
This is unsettling.
But it's quite effective, isn't it?
If your goal is to terrify someone, I suppose.
It'll let go of your head, and your vision begins to fade back in.
So is this like, I can use this however many times I want, or is it like, I can only do it a few times a day, or...
Well, it needs a little bit of charging after a repeated use. Probably got a couple more in it.
Can I try again?
Yeah.
Well, Lord and Dad seem to be getting along really well.
7.
7.
Fireball.
I didn't ask how big the marketplace was.
It does have a 1 in 8 chance of killing everyone.
Your nose begins to itch something fierce.
Ooh.
You feel the need to sneeze. Building and building and building, and you just cannot get that thing out.
Oh, I hate this.
God,
Make it
that's
stop.
hellish.
Her dad is just laughing. Or Burberry's dad is just fucking laughing.
He's like holding his grip under her hand.
He's like holding tight. He's like, oh, that's one of the good ones. Okay, brace yourself. It gets better when I let go. Ready?
No.
So he lets go of your hand. You sneeze hard. And you feel something cough up as you do. And you all watch as Aloran spits out this large, full-bloomed white, like, carnation. This big-ass hand-sized flower.
Hell yeah. That's... Okay, what else can it do?
It makes you sneeze, vomit flowers?
Ta-da!
Give me another.
That's weird. No, Lauren's gonna slowly pick through. Well, it only can do it one more time today.
This one, yeah. 5. Okay.
I feel like Alora's gonna buy this immediately just to prank everyone.
100%.
This one literally just zaps your hand.
Perfect. I would like one. Yes, very much so.
Well, 15 gold, say?
Take it.
And he will hand you the ring off his finger.
Oh, she's gonna put that bad boy on.
What is this ring called?
The ring of bullshittery.
The ring of chicancery.
Oh, there you go.
Can I browse through the goods that my folks are selling today? Do they have anything else fun?
They are. They're sort of in the process, it looks like, of kind of like trading out some of their wares. It looks like there's a decent, like, small stockpile in the wagon of some of the local goods that they're sort of accruing. And they're probably like 3/4 of the way through emptying out like the rest of their stocks, which seems to have come from like various other places. They're selling there's a handful of like very familiar looking Tharsian like winter wear that are like hanging in like on a rack like next to the window that just have not been touched. Nobody's fucking buying that shit here. There's multiple sets of like cutlery and dinnerware, all of it from a different place by the looks of it, like just tons and tons of different sets of it. There's a pretty decent number of like different preserved foods, like there's like dried and spiced fruits and nuts and this like kind of meaty smelling paste in a can that your father seems to have grown pretty fond of. He's actually got a decent stockpile. He has one open on the counter that he's been kind of working his way through.
I want to try it.
Yeah, go for it. It's very savory and salty. You can tell that there's dried meat in there. That is
out of character. Is this cat food?
It is not cat food. It is dried meat suspended in what?
Don't tell me it's an aspic. Did I just eat aspic?
No, it's suspended in this like kind of oily, salty, fatty substance, and there's what tastes like bits of dried fruit in there too.
But this sounds like an aspic.
It's not an aspic.
It's not an aspic.
It's not an aspic.
I'm sus.
It's pemmican.
Okay.
The worlds are colliding.
They are colliding very quickly.
But it seems to be something he picked up at their last protocol that he just grew very fond of and stocked up on. And they've sold a little bit of it here, but he's also keeping a stock for himself.
It's preserved well, and it's great for travel.
And it's delicious.
It's delicious.
There's a few little magical trinkets, like that little box of Chancery rings. Nothing too crazy. There's they've got probably like 5 or 6 like wand of smiles lying around. They've got a couple of billowing cloaks.
The world is a wand of smiles.
It makes people smile when they fail to save. There's some potions of healing in a crate under the counter. All of them in like different types of flasks and bottles. It's very much just a grab bag collection of
Eclectic
knickknacks and doodads. Stuff that they just seem to find and think was cool. And
I mean, I like, I'll be real, they raised me. I probably also think it's cool. And I may or may not be buying a ring of Chancery and a wand of smiles and one of these jars of whatever this stuff is, and basically I'm probably gonna go ham here.
That's fine, yeah. They're more than happy to take your money.
Do they have clothes that would be better suited to this climate if we're going to be here for a day or two? I feel like that would be a worthwhile purchase for Noelle.
They haven't bought a ton of clothes. They have some, but there's also a lot of clothes around the market too. If you wanted to like shop around for something specific.
Okay, I was trying to patronize their store, but I mean, Noelle would probably find something that's just a little lighter, so that I'm not sweating like crazy while I'm here.
Oh, I have a spare outfit, Noelle.
I don't think we're quite the same size in a lot of ways.
Noelle, can't you
Still
just
think you'd work it.
can't you just change your outfit with your armor
Well,
set?
it's a disguise. It's like magic. It's not really, it's still very heavy leather on my body.
Yes,
It just
doesn't
looks
breathe, it's
different.
Lauren pulls out her like spare bikini tops.
Okay. That would definitely not fit.
Come on, you'd be busting out of them. It'd be hot.
It would tear.
No, your boobs would just be like.
I feel like Burberry just like reaches over and puts his hand on Aloran's face. Like, let's not talk about how
Spillage.
bikinis fit in front of my parents, please.
Sorry, I'm from underwater and we don't wear clothes. So.
And hey, Burberry's hand is big. It can actually fit over your face now.
Don't know land dweller etiquette.
Well, I'll find something.
Yeah. I mean, if you just want to grab something that their parents have specifically, that's fine. But if you really want to get like specific,
I should find like a t-shirt that's a size too big that says "I love Libria" at the next shop over. It's got like a flower pattern on it. It's a little touristy, but I guess this will work.
These might complete the ensemble. He'll grab some sunglasses.
Oh, thank you. I have my sun hat too, so this is really...
Did you get a fanny pack?
Actually, Noelle does have a swimsuit. This is kind of perfect.
So we mostly came in town to see you, but you're obviously it's market day, so you're going to be busy. Can I treat you to dinner?
Well, we are not ones to turn down a free meal, are we? Your mom will say. She says, I would love to share a meal with my boy again. It has been far too long.
And yes, Burberry will probably buy slightly too much stuff, but fine.
That's fine.
And I'll lay it down. So I'm probably gonna buy the Ring of Chicanery and the Wand of Smiles for just.
Yeah, I'll have to give you a write-up for the Ring of Chicanery, but the Wand of Smiles is already an actual item.
Yeah.
So here's the stats on that.
And I do like giving little trinkets to her for funsies.
Quick question. Is this dinner going to be private between you and your parents?
I mean, if you would like to join, I have no problem with it.
Okay. Well, if you want it to be a private dinner.
Yeah, that's the question. Do you want it a private dinner, or do you want the whole?
I mean,
gang?
I'm planning on being here for about 2 days, so if it's private today, it's fine. If it's not private today, I can have a private one tomorrow.
I guess while we're all here, we'll do one together, and then tomorrow I'll probably take off a little earlier.
Yeah, Lauren will too, to go talk to Gideon and Lexi and make arrangements.
And I'm gonna buy 3 jars of meat paste, whatever that is. I know you said it has an actual name, but I can't remember it. So meat paste it is.
Pemmican.
Himmikin?
Pemmican.
With a
How do you
P.
spell Himmikin?
Starts with a P as in owl.
Pimmican.
Himmikin, okay. Like
We're all
pelican,
experts.
but with an M.
Pemmican. Yeah.
I have never heard of Pimmikin.
One of
I
our
hadn't
characters in
either.
the other campaign eats only that.
And rat brains.
Was
All right,
there?
thank you.
Oh, and you know what? I'll buy those healing potions too, just because those are always good to have.
You want all of them?
Well, I mean, how many do they have?
Like a dozen.
Maybe one apiece. So 5, 6, 6.
6?
I'll buy half of them.
Okay. 300 gold.
Done. I have so much money.
6 potions of healing.
And I'll go ahead and give them to everybody just because, you know.
Oh,
Is it just regular potion of healing?
Yeah.
I figure it's good to have one because I don't think any of us are actually carrying any currency.
I have 3,
Oh, never mind.
but I'll take an
One
extra.
more.
I do not.
Do you want 2? Can split
Sure.
mine evenly. I guess now you have 3, but whatever.
I mean, I guess it would make sense that the cleric doesn't have a potion of healing, but still.
One thing while
Cleric
Lauren's
with a
here
potion of healing.
is she wants to buy some like fancy keg of beer or something to take back
Okay.
to Adlaw.
Are there actually like Oh, go ahead.
Do you want beer or do you want something local?
Local.
Local stuff? Okay. I think perusing the alcohol available in the markets here, there's a lot of like palm.
Oh, wait. Sorry,
liquor?
real quick.
Yeah.
If I know that Lauren's looking for alcohol, Burberry might ask for a recommendation from his mom.
Looking for alcohol?
Because she's probably been in here for a few days, so she would know where to get that.
She would say there's a pretty good one, Akpateshi. It's a palm and sugar wine. Very, very sweet. Very good, though. There's also, it looks like a sugar, cream, and fruit liqueur that is pretty widespread here. As well as a sort of, oh god, what's the word? It's not coal. Kahlua, the
Kahlua.
coffee one.
Yep, Kahlua.
Yeah, there's like a kind of a Kahlua type liquor that is very, very, very widespread here as well.
All right, she'll buy both the sugar wine and
I wonder if they have Brandy Alexander's here.
the Kahlua.
Brandy Alexander.
But she's gonna buy 2 bottles.
It's brandy, cream, and creme de cacao.
How about the fancy places? So,
And what's that alcohol called? The other one, the wine.
well, there's regular old palm wine, and then there's akbateshi, which is like palm wine plus. It's like a brandy made with palm wine.
Okay, I'll do the
Akbateshi. Here's the word.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I was gonna spell it so wrong. Actually, I was doing okay. I just did a C instead of a K. So that's it. And that Alorn's just gonna be exploring, and then the next day she will be heading back to work, though. Give Burberry time alone with his
Folks.
parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then meet for
Is
dinner.
there is there like a like actual beachfront here, or is it just kind of like a port?
It is very, very dense waterfront here. Like it's very much like a marina versus a like a touristy beach type area.
Okay.
I would say the little bit of like sandbar that is visible here and there is not the cleanest looking. There's a lot of like there's a lot of fishing and kind of fish markets being set up very close to the beaches. There's like, you know, fucking discarded fish heads and bones and the like, kind of like either like dropped in the sand like next to the bins or just kind of like piled up off to the side to be burned later. There's also a lot of holy shit, I just blanked. Stuff.
Boats.
Is some kind of a thing. I don't remember what it was.
All right.
But
So-
I
there's-
can see it so vividly.
it's just kind of a messy beach. It's not a great loungy beach.
All right. Not quite feral.
It would take a walk, I think, before you started to see more open sand, a decent ways away from like the city center.
Okay.
So if you wanted to go walking and look for a beach, it would be findable eventually. It would just take a bit of a hike.
I don't think I'm quite as enthused about the beach. So if the goal is to hang out with Burberry's parents, I was curious if I could see anything. Yeah,
So Burberry's actually down for like walking around during the day because his folks are running the stall, so he
That's
doesn't want
true.
to get in the way of business.
Sure.
Yeah, we can take a look around. I think if we get bored, Noelle could do a little busking with her new loot that she's never used before.
Is it a loot or a liar?
I have the DOS loot
DOS loot.
of the bard.
That's what it was.
Nobody else touch the strings. It will physically damage you if you do.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do a little busking,
Sure.
you want to go to a beach and start kind of like poking around.
Yeah, that
there's still
could
a
be
decent
our.
amount of people fishing, even on the more like remote beaches. But it's nice stuff. There's like palm trees. There's like fruit in the kind of the small pockets of forest that are kind of growing on the outside of the town. It's a little bit more wild than feral. More overgrown feeling. Like feral is like temperate and pleasant and breezy and warm. This place is like, it is hot, it is overgrown, it is fucking alive, right? Like the forest is like creeping up on the beach.
Right.
May I make an analogy?
Hmm.
Feral is like the well-kept grounds of a lord or lady's castle. And here is like somebody who left their yard alone too long.
That I think is pretty apt. Just that extra 40 degrees of latitude makes a huge fucking difference.
Right. Okay. Well, I think we eventually find somewhere that's kind of nice and settle down for a little bit after we do some exploring of the city, I imagine.
Yeah. Still lots of like parrots and stuff flying around overhead, seabirds. You hear monkeys kind of calling from the trees deeper into the forest outside of town. Still pretty loud even outside the city, just different types of noises. But very naturey.
If John is available, Lauren would have a conversation with John.
Oh.
What kind of conversation?
It's about Saren.
Okay.
I think she'd like pull you aside and be like, "So do you like Saren, right? Like?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Have you
Oh
told
god,
her
how
that?
many weddings am I gonna have to officiate this year?
You're off the
No,
hook
this is
for
a
mine. You're off the hook for mine.
This is a different one. Have you told her that yet, or are you just kind of like
I
do you
don't know if she's ready to settle down.
talk to her about that? Because I can assure you, she's fucking other guys right now, and if you don't want that,
It's so blunt.
I mean, that's why I love her, right?
sorry if that's too much, but just,
I mean, is she willing? Do you think she's willing to go and settle down?
I think there is definitely a possibility for it, but I would definitely talk to her about it if that is what you want to pursue. Because I just don't want to see you get hurt. Because I love the bitch, but she's also kind of a slut sometimes.
Man, when a Lauren calls you a slut.
The reason
What was that?
I really haven't said anything is primarily because we're not there most of the time.
That's fair.
And
They don't see her a
I never
lot.
know if we're gonna come back. Pretty much ever.
Yeah.
So
No, that's fair. And I say slut with love. Okay, by the way. I love her. And she calls me a slut. Don't make me feel bad about this.
Nobody said anything. It's just you and John standing there.
I know you guys all just laughed really hard when I said it. I was like, no. That's literally how she greets her. She's like, hey, slut. That's how Sarah greets a Lauren every time.
You're acting like she could hear you somehow.
But I do think she'd definitely be interested. And hey, it could be a conversation you have beforehand, and it's something to look forward to afterwards.
Something to fight for.
Yeah, something to fight for, those big muscles.
I'm sorry, I don't think I want to raise the death flag like that.
It's like, I've already raised one, I need someone else to, please.
That's what this is about.
No, I'm just kidding. But that's valid, John. Don't do it. Do it afterwards.
We're all gonna
Don't
raise plenty of death flags before the end of this downtime. I assure you.
Don't make the mistake Lauren has.
Burberry's waving his around right now.
Oh, that's true.
I know
I
what you're
love
talking
my
about.
parents, and I can't wait to see more of them in the future.
They're on a different continent. I think they're like the safest ones right now.
I mean, it's fine because you see, I as a player have not put a lot of time into Burberry's parents, so they're relatively safe from the DM.
Fair.
Plus, they look nothing like him at all. So the likelihood of Lasharang scrying on me and going, oh, he's with some tabaxi, they must be his parents, is very low.
Are you wearing your anti-scrying amulet right now?
Honestly, a Lauren would have put one on. Because she went and saw her parents and stuff. So she'd probably be wearing hers.
I've never had one, but scrying is visual or audio.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, visual and audio, isn't it?
Oh, it's visual and audio?
Yeah, I think you get both automatically.
Oh, I'm thinking of the other one where you're looking at a place and not a...
Clairvoyant, I think is what you're thinking of.
Yeah. That's my bad.
Yeah, you can see and hear what's scrying. Clairvoyant.
Okay, yeah, I've never actually had an anti-scrying thing.
Is seeing or hearing. Got it. Okay.
I don't think I own one either, to be honest, so...
So in other words, I might have just made a terrible mistake.
Well, here's hoping Washerong's not watching you right now.
If you feel like you need to make a wisdom saving throw, run elsewhere.
Lauren is wearing her anti-scrying thing. So if you're within range of her, you should be fine.
All right. Well, I have been. We were for the conversation with my folks.
Everybody
so
just hover around a Lauren today.
No, I think a Lauren would do that sort of precaution since she does that with her mom. You know, she would do the same for Burger's parents. But yeah, that's about it, John.
But no, I just meant from a joking story perspective, because Kat has not put in a lot of time with Burberry's parents.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I know Adlar is like a total fucking waving death flag, and he's coming to the battle, so that's just fucking wonderful.
Yay!
Yay!
Go, Adlar!
Go,
Kill
Adlar!
the Leviathan!
He's got this.
The look of fear.
Alright. Well, Burberry will be hanging out in Liberia for the next few days. The party's vibing for the night at the very least.
Yep.
And
if Aloran does point it out, Burberry might see if there is an anti-scrying amulet available in this giant-ass marketplace, but, you know, if there's not, that's okay.
Yeah, because the thing is that I'm not sure if he's as familiar with the rest of the party as he is with Aloran, so I think Aloran is like his best person.
He's definitely not familiar with Burberry right now.
Yeah. So I feel like his best bet would be to scry.
Because I feel like he would try and scry on Burberry and be like, "Who the fuck is this dragonborn?"
Yeah, I think we're generally kind of safe.
Yeah, I think the big thing's Aloran, so the people that Aloran's hanging out with, that's who she'd want to be wearing the necklace around.
And Burberry, if you want to look for magic items, I'd say give me a persuasion check.
I'll just, it's honestly a half. It's not a super pressing thing.
Right.
So 12.
Okay. There are not a ton of vendors in this area that have more.
I will also accept silly magic items.
Most of the magic items that you see that are like readily available for the people here are like potions and salves and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think eventually you do get directed towards a proprietor off of the main market. They're down kind of a side road, and stepping into this shop, very dimly lit, thick smell of incense in the air. the room is like more stuffy than it was outside.
Incense? All the
yeah.
incense.
Lots of incense. And at the far end of the chamber, there is not a counter so much as a table with a couple of chairs. And there's like various like odds and ends kind of like hanging from the walls and stacked on like little shelves and countertops kind of along either wall walking into this chamber. But as you step inside, there's kind of this like little bell that jingles, and you see these beads hanging over a doorway at the far end of the chamber behind the table, open, and this tall, pale-skinned elven man steps out. He's wearing this like sleeveless coat that has kind of these long, kind of frayed tails. What looks like capris, and this open vest underneath that coat, and it's just like a huge, chunky beaded necklace with like a handful of smaller chains kind of accompanying it around his neck. And seeing you, he kind of opens his hands and clasps them. He says, "Welcome to my establishment. What can I do for you, my friend?"
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask you if I can do this in advance because it's kind of not precise. So a couple of times in the past, I've run into the issue of I wasn't sure if I had the item that I was required to cast a certain spell in my spell book. Can I just say I buy anything to cast any spell in my spell book at least once that I don't have already now, and then just pay for it later?
That's fair.
Just as like a general catch-all.
That's fair.
Because like, as long as it's not like something specific, like 100 gold worth of diamonds, like, because that might be a tall order. But like anything like a mirror or incense or
any material components, sure.
Cool.
Okay.
And that will be. I'll just pretend I bought it from this guy because if he's got heavy incense, he probably has most of the stuff that I could cast in my spell list. Because I have a surprising number of spells that use incense.
The incense comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that talking to this guy, his name is Travelos. Travelos. He
ironic that he has a move store that doesn't move.
He definitely has a lot of spell components that he can dispense with, and over the course of this conversation, it comes out that this guy is also primarily a diviner, but he does dabble in the sale and trade of smaller magical items. And from what you described to people that you were looking for, his name came up a lot. It's like he might have something to that effect. So describing this anti-scrying measure to him, he would be able to tell you that I don't have one on me right this moment, but I do know a fellow who makes them quite regularly. I could have one for you by tomorrow morning, if you're so interested.
How much is that gonna cost?
Say 300 gold.
Yes, I believe that'll work perfectly fine.
Excellent. Are you looking for anything else?
Well, this is the moment where I buy all the random stuff, and say something along.
Oh well, okay. He's over here like I could sell you a fortune or two if you're interested, but it's like no, I'm ready to drop money on spell components. He's like, oh, perfect. Yeah, Trevos is more than happy to supply whatever you need. And if he doesn't have it, he knows who does.
Cool. And I will also look through his whatever little magic items that he has that's on a random roll table somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, with 12 there. Let's see.
Yeah, sometimes there's fun stuff.
Sometimes. Okay, this is interesting. He would say that he recently made a trade for these, and he's been looking for someone who might be interested. Maybe you know someone you could turn a profit on these yourself. As he kind of like flourishes his hand and pulls out this small pouch and sets it down on the table with a clank. It sounds like a bag of coin, but as he opens it and spreads the mouth open to see inside, you immediately recognize this is a bag of like lead shot. Like these are bullets.
I actually
all enchanted to fly truer than anything a common smith might hand you. It's a bag of +1 ammunition.
Is it Barnaby Christmas? You know what? I'll message Barnaby and ask if he wants it.
A bunch of buckshot?
Or sending. +1 buckshot. It more likely to hit. More aerodynamically sound. To put it in non-magical terms for the person who refuses to admit that it exists.
DM, would I be able to make it so I can shoot infinity of that with my bullet maker thingy?
With your bullet maker thingy?
It's an artificer thing. I don't have to worry about ammunition.
These would not be infinite. These would be... There's probably like 30 shots in here.
I mean, that'd still be 30 shots at +1. How much does this cost?
Tell you what, I'll give it to you for 500 for the bag.
David?
I don't got that much on me.
How much are you willing to spend?
Unless we can use our fancy bucks, I don't got that much.
No, I bite. I'm asking how much you're willing to spend because I'll supplement the extra.
I mean, let me put it to you this way: I got 250 on me, so probably I still want to have at least 100, so I can do 150.
Is the price negotiable with a successful persuasion roll?
You try.
That's a natural 20.
Okay.
Nice.
I was actually planning on doing this anyway, but this might be like a nice way of doing it. I was actually going to ask him if he would be interested in supplying me for my components for a while through my bank system. Because I have a gems guy. It'd be great to have a components guy.
That's fair. I think I'll say that Nat 20 comes about because you're kind of laying this pitch out to him over the course of this conversation, and he's like, I never considered using the Bank of Himalaya for that sort of distribution. That's brilliant. He's very into that idea.
Yay!
I'll knock off 200.
Okay.
From the red for that tip.
All right. I'll pay him the 300 then.
All
right. Any other fun stuff, or is that the only one?
Let me see what else you.
I have so much platinum, you guys. At least freaking spend it yet.
He's got a couple potions. Nothing too crazy. Potions of fire resistance and radiance resistance.
I'll buy the potion of fire resistance.
Okay. That one will be 200.
Okay.
And the last thing he has just lying around. Looks like I think he pulls it out, and you immediately recognize this is an alchemist jug. It's got 100 little nozzles running around the rim of it with corks in all of them. This one appears to be.
Which type of alchemist jug is it?
Orange. So beer, honey, mayo, oil, soy sauce, vinegar, fresh and salt water, and wine.
I find it really interesting that soy sauce is one of the things that this thing can make.
And you can get a gallon out of it.
Just here's a gallon of soy sauce. And how much is this one?
That will be 400.
We're doing the if I might as well spend money now, because if I don't, I never will.
Right.
I mean, so you know what? I will actually buy this as a present for my parents, because having this kind of stuff when you're traveling around would be very nice.
Yeah, sure. I think when you give it to them, are you giving it to them like at dinner or?
The first things out of my mouth will be, "Don't sell this."
I think your dad's like, "Can we sell what it makes?"
Yes.
Excellent. We need to get some bottles tomorrow. So.
I feel like I'm just used to my parents trying to enterprise these things. So it's like, yeah, no, this is a gift. Don't sell the gift. Yes, you can sell the things the gift makes. Don't sell itself.
Money. They are very, very excited and grateful for their new alchemy jug.
But yeah, no, I figure if you're traveling, so it can actually produce fresh water. So if you don't have a lake or something nearby, it can make that. Or if you do have a lake nearby and you want a fun time, it does make wine.
Excellent.
Although I feel like the thing that they're probably going to sell the most of is just, wine. It's probably wine. Let's be real. It's probably wine.
And beer is also valuable.
Yeah. 4 gallons of beer versus 1 gallon of wine.
Excuse me. Anything else?
Don't underestimate how good mayonnaise is.
I do.
Well, I always underestimate it because mayonnaise is trash.
Strong words, Barnaby.
And Barnaby, why don't you go ahead and put that buckshot on your character sheet? Because I am going to give it to you, but I am also going to forget.
It's 30 pieces of +1 ammunition.
And I'll just give it to you. It's fine. You can keep your 250.
Now you can take it out of my fun bucks when we get back.
What is the brother fun bucks? Oh, right. Well, this was a productive shopping day in which I made one guy very happy by buying pretty much all of his magic items.
Good day for
He's
him.
not complaining.
He's gonna treat himself to dinner tonight.
Oh yeah. You probably see him at the same fancy restaurant you take your parents to.
Is there any shops that sell potions?
Yeah, I mean, there's a handful of vendors around the market that have potions.
What's the highest level potion they have?
Nothing higher than a greater healing.
Which one is a greater? How much
That's,
does healing has greater healing?
44 plus.
I think that's the second level one.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy then.
That'd be like 300. Or excuse me, 150. 150.
Oh no, I mean I was wondering how much healing it was, not how much it was, but
Oh.
44 you said?
44 plus 4.
So maximum healing would be
20.
20.
I'm not sure if that's worth it.
We could probably pick up better healing potions from the Eastern Alliance with our fun bucks, honestly.
Yeah. I was figuring it should be for this final battle. I should have some potions on me. That way, if I get heal myself.
I'm sure we can grab a couple potions. I mean, you can buy it if you want.
No, I was looking for like superior or higher.
Sure.
That's the big stuff. You'll be asking special for those.
Yeah, I was wondering if anybody had any.
Nah, I mean, just ask around the market here. It's going to be greater is the highest. And there's not many of them. There's probably like 4 of them across the entire marketplace.
Okay.
So, anything else in Libria?
I think Noelle's done all she's gonna do, other than just be with Burberry and his parents.
Okay. Then come morning or come evening, most of the party's heading back to Freeport, it sounds like. Burberry will stay in Port Laurel for a little while, a couple days.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna rent a nice hotel for the folks. We're gonna have a nice dinner.
Just enjoy each other's company and not worry about the impending end of the world.
Sounds nice.
It probably comes up over the course of dinner. There's a reason that they're on like the western coast of.
I mean, I did warn them way back when, like, just stay out of the Eastern Alliance area.
Yeah.
Or stay away from the deep.
We've been sticking to the sort of Seldar region, the Orivian. Can't really see the red from over here. So, I'll say we'll advance a day in, get to the 53rd, or not the 53rd, the 3rd of the month. Anything happening on the 3rd? I assume most of the party's back in Freeport by this point. Burberry is in Port Laurel still.
picking up the anti-scrying thing and attuning it to the morning to spend the day with the folks. I'll even help them at the stall.
Aw,
Old times.
sweet.
When is Lauren's whole thing with the cadets or whatever?
The next day.
The next day? Okay.
Yeah.
Fourth.
I'll be popping up on the 4th.
Okay.
I think Noelle would probably just quickly ask Jade if she was free in 2 days.
Of course, I don't have many standing plans these days.
Okay.
Taking it pretty easy since you're so.
How would you feel about like a date day in Alia?
All the way back in Alia.
Well, we were recently hanging out around there, and it's kind of a beautiful city this time of year. Cold, but we can dress appropriately for that.
I'll pack a scarf.
Okay.
So we could just pop back to Alia any old time then.
Of course. Your girlfriend can teleport.
That. Genuinely a crazy sentence, but I have no choice but to believe it when you say it. I've seen it. It's amazing.
I try my best. Well, we'll call it a date then.
Okay, I have to find something to wear. I do not have any nice clothes in this city.
Absolutely. I guess Noelle would spend that afternoon with Jade.
Okay. Anything from the rest of the party on the 3rd?
So Gideon was totally cool with the them coming, the
wardens?
yeah, being the people that run the ship for him.
Well, he wants you to clear out.
Oh, that's what it
shady
was.
People, but
she wanted to double check with him about like, and Gerald about ways to like make sure that the people are good. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, you get the three of you together. Getting to say, well, my plan was just to have Gerald ask them point blank, and he has a way with this. And Gerald's like, yeah, no, it's called Zone of Truth. We could just kind of step in and ask.
Shit.
So
I need to find a way. Actually, could you send? Does anyone have sending here?
you're facing away from the mic.
Does anyone have sending here? I don't have sending.
Sending to who?
Burberry.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. Burberry wants to spell. Never
I
mind.
feel like Ray pops up not 10 minutes later. Like,
I'm here, sorry.
Wait, isn't that tomorrow? You guys are doing
Yeah,
this?
it's the next day. It's the next day.
Oh,
We're
it's
not
okay,
quite
sorry.
there.
I thought we were out that day. That's my bad.
No, you're good. Well, I think I feel like she'd be like, could you just send to Burberry and tell him that he doesn't have to come if he doesn't want to, and I can show him the spell later if he wants to continue to see his family. Because I was going to have him.
You will receive a sending from Gideon. Lauren says that you are welcome to stay with your family and that she can show you the spell later if you would like to spend another day with them. There will be time.
I was assuming it was tomorrow, but I do appreciate the extra time.
Well,
He says he was assuming it was tomorrow, but he appreciates the extra time.
can you send one more and clarify it is tomorrow, but Gerald can do Zone of Truth for me?
And you think I'm going to miss the first casting? You're crazy!
Okay, well, I'm trying. She's trying to give you more
I only
time.
have one more this hour, so if you have another message, please wrap it up there. Otherwise, we'll have to pick this up in an hour's time.
Lord, it's fine. I can always go back.
Okay. I just wanted to give you the option. That's all.
Okay.
Oh, actually, while I'm there, because it came up, I will, in fact, pick up some of my mom's hair since she's shedding.
Perfect. You now have a foolproof scrying material.
Oh no, I meant more for the teleportation stuff.
So teleportation does not.
Well, no, because Noelle's one went to the place that the thing originated.
Yeah, it's an associated object with a location. Not necessarily with a person. Because people move, right?
Okay, and is it a fixed location or a location?
I don't think teleport has to be fixed. The way like find the path is fixed. Like I feel like you would teleport to like a ship.
Okay, well in that case,
like the wagon.
I will apologize profusely to my parents, and get a chip off of the wagon.
We just painted that, buddy.
I'll try and get something that's not painted if possible.
No, that's fine. You could break off a bit of the wagon and pocket that for teleportation purposes later.
Yeah, so I'm scrying a teleport. Everything's covered. Unfortunately, I can't take any of my dad's hair because he doesn't have any. Or if he does, I don't want to take it. I don't want to. He's got so little.
He's been wearing a hat this whole time too, just because of the sun. It's very
I wish this alchemy mug made sunscreen.
It does, but it's only SPF 15. It's pretty useless.
Climate. Okay.
Sorry. One more.
Yes.
One more little. I'm sorry. While I am doing it, and since they bought a bottle, I will also use my Wakened Dragon's vessel to leave behind a potion of flying for them to sell.
Those do not last more than 24 hours when you make them with that.
I mean, it's my parents. All they will hear is they need to sell it fast.
Okay. Yeah. All right. They'll take it.
It's as long as they're upfront about it, because it's free money. It's free money.
Yeah.
They could literally sell it for 20 gold as long as they're like, just use it the next 24 hours.
Yeah. They'll do it.
Cool.
And thank you profusely. They will say
Right.
it's very good to see you again, Burberry, and you need to come back and visit soon. And now that you can visit this easily, you should.
Yes, of course, Dad. Sorry it took me this long.
And
Glad to have
probably
you.
get like a almost back-breaking hug from Mom.
Yep. Squeeze him.
But yeah, it's a hug.
That is the third or the fourth. You're wrapping this up.
I would like to be back in time for Lauren's thing, whenever that is. That's probably why I was slightly late, was because I underestimated the amount of time it would take me to travel from A to B.
Sure. So, say morning of the fourth, you're taking your leave. And Lauren on the fourth.
I actually have a thing.
Oh.
Sorry. The night of the third.
The night of the third.
We're all in the house, presumably, save for Burberry.
Presumably.
Then, very, very, very late into the night, Lauren would knock on her bedroom door.
Hello?
Hey, Sorry to wake you up.
Mhm.
Can we talk for a sec?
Sure. Everything okay?
Yeah, yes and no.
Okay. Come on in.
Sure,
Hey, Lauren.
we can go downstairs, actually.
Oh wait, that's right. I forgot. Go back to sleep.
Was here.
That didn't take much convincing.
Noelle's Lauren's wet. She was in the bathtub.
Good clarification. I think when you open the door and see Noelle, she's holding a candle, and she looks like she is exhausted and could not sleep at all. And it's probably like 3 or 4 in the morning at this point.
Okay, I think she'd probably wake up pretty quick. Did something happen? Everything okay?
No. Everything's okay. I just need to talk to someone, that's all. Burberry's not here, and I've talked to Jade about this, but she's very disconnected from all of our doings, and you felt like you might be able to give me some insight.
Okay.
I think Noelle would walk down to like the living room and just sit down with Lauren on the couch. How are you holding up with all of this?
One day at a time. Honestly.
I'm not gonna lie, Lauren. I can't help shake the feeling that we are about to go march off to our deaths.
No. No, we're not. One, we literally just killed a god.
Okay. That's...
2, it's close enough. It's close enough.
If Burberry were here, he would say it's the avatar of a god, not an actual
An
god.
avatar of a god was really fucking strong.
I was literally thinking that. I was like, no, I'm not.
I know you too well.
Yes, I know. Burberry would be like, it's an avatar of a god, but it's still a god. Maybe not in their full power, but technically it's coming to our plane, so it won't be in its full power either. From wherever it's coming from.
I mean, we don't know anything about it, or how how much it will be here, what we're fighting. We fought one of those baby versions of it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how many of those are around. We don't really know what we're up against.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I think if there was a lot of baby ones around, he'd be throwing them everywhere. So I think there is a limited resource of said babies, and he's conserving them for the actual fight. Especially since he knows we can kill them. And we can do it. Because I think if he had an abundance, I think we'd be seeing a lot more of them in other places and hearing about them.
Well, I certainly hope you're right.
Yeah.
Me
too. Me too.
I don't know. You grew up in the Green Wardens. You were trained as a fighter, and you've always faced everything we've ever come across with a lot more confidence and resolve than myself or really any of us. And I guess, what's your secret? Because I can't help but be absolutely terrified every time I think about what we're up against. And I don't know how to stop thinking about it.
Noelle, I'm terrified every time. Every time we go into battle, every time we fight our foes, every time someone gets hurt, I am terrified. But I think I just kind of embrace it at this point because I don't want to be swallowed by my fear or terror anymore. I want to be stronger, and being stronger is part of that is facing your fears and getting past them, which has taken me a long time and a lot of booze to help that, as we all know.
Right.
Weed. But it's okay to be afraid at the end of the day. It's natural. It's normal. You're incredibly strong. And it's okay to be afraid. I'm afraid. I do think our odds are good. We did kill an avatar of a god. But I think embracing that fear and acknowledging it and telling yourself that we're going to get through it no matter what, that's what I do. You can't look at the negatives of what could happen and only look at that. We just have to focus on all the good things that will happen when we do succeed.
That makes me feel a lot better than anything else I've heard in the last few months. I've been trying to keep that mentality where I could. I want to have things to look forward to after the fact, and I want to have a lot of great memories with all of you going forward.
And we will. This is not a walk to our death. Lasharog is going to regret ever stepping foot on this fucking plane.
As long as we get you close to him, I think you're right.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, he hates me. I'm sure he's gonna try to kill me first. Most likely. Well, we'll see.
I guess we'll find
I mean, there's
out.
a reason why I antagonized him as much as I did. I can take a beating.
I've seen it
And
before.
survive it. So, it's good if his focus is on me, because I'm sure Bloodbeards will be on John.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So, and you're incredibly great in battle. So, I'm sure you will be there to back us up, and you will do much good and helpfulness.
I appreciate that. I mean, I think a little bit like yourself. Any confidence or skill that you see in battle is kind of just me pretending and hoping that things work out.
I think it's as much as sometimes I really want to just be afraid in battle and stuff, I know that if I start showing fear, it will show in everyone else around me. And even when the odds are dire and we're alone, if that ever happens, as it happened on Monty Bond, we all got separated. We still kept going because we knew we needed to get back to each other. And I think that's a very strong bond to have and something powerful to fight for. Even if it's not for our future, we'll fight for each other.
I think Noelle would just hug you. Thank you, Lauren.
You're welcome. Don't worry. I'm terrified.
But hey,
We can be terrified together with a big smile on our faces.
we're gonna have each other's backs.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get some sleep.
Okay.
Good night.
Have a good.
I'll go back upstairs.
Okay. I think you bump into Adlor coming downstairs. Oh, sorry. I'm just getting food. You don't have to. You guys are still talking. He's like half awake. I'm not listening, I swear.
I'm just going to bed, Adlar. Good night.
Okay, good night.
I will
He
go
walks
to bed.
past the lore and you just hear him like, I should have put on pants before I come downstairs. He just keeps walking to the kitchen.
I feel like Noel just genuinely did not even notice.
He just starts rummaging, he's making himself a sandwich.
I feel like she's like, oh, I like the view.
Hey.
Could you make me a sandwich too?
He bends over into the icebox.
Lauren just walks up.
I can't give you a sandwich. I can give you some cake.
I don't even want a sandwich, but I'll take some cake. Yeah. Slap.
Sure. Anyways.
I think Noel sleeps much better after that.
That's good. We're gonna lay down in bed and Jade immediately just fucking rolls back over, just wraps around you.
Oh. Very warm.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's very sleepy.
Yeah.
So, come the morning of the 4th, Kirby gets back in town, eventually. Lauren plants her druid grove.
Yep, I was gonna do that later in the day,
Okay.
and she would have given like all the information to Alexi and Gideon and Gerald and the rest of the party,
Sure.
Okay.
and she would be wearing her amulet of non-detection.
Sure. Okay. Where are you setting up the grove?
I think she was gonna go. She was doing it on like the outskirts of town,
Okay.
and it was going to be like, because it has to be somewhere forested. If I remember correctly.
Oh, Burberry's actually going to give his amulet of non-detection to his folks.
Oh. Well, they're very grateful for that.
Do not sell it.
No, it is for our safety. Hold on to it.
But yeah, no,
Well,
Burberry's kind of in the, Lushrock can come at me, but leave y'all alone.
Buildings are excluded.
Okay, so it can be anywhere outdoors, actually.
Yeah.
She'd go somewhere with trees, though.
Okay. I mean, there's like tree blinds along the edge of farms you could go set up in. There's probably some like small copses here and there, just kind of scattered around the hills outside of town.
Yeah. She goes somewhere like that, like...
Okay. Just a small little wooded glade.
Yeah.
It's probably like kind of like on a somewhat rocky outcropping a little further inland from the coast, kind of overlooking the beaches and the forts. And so when you cast this grove, you specify creatures as friends who are immune to the effects, and can also set a password to disable it for other creatures. So
Lauren is going to come up with a password, and it's not going to be the one she told the people.
Okay.
Because they're going to do the zone of truth to double check. Because I kind of misread it. I thought there was a little more to it, but she will include everybody that she knows is going to be there, like Alex, Adler, blah 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 blah.
So all of the actual people you trust.
Yes.
Okay.
And then as they go through the zone of truths and stuff,
Getting the actual password.
Yeah.
Okay.
To allow them in.
Interesting. Okay. And then the entire word of the area radiates magic. Spell magic successful removes only one of the following effects, not the entire area. The spellcaster chooses which effect to end only when all of its effects are gone as the spell is. So you can fill any number of 5-foot squares on the ground with thick fog.
Yeah, this is
obscured.
that stuff is if there is a. I think is more if someone bad infiltrates it or something, and then I can have stuff happen in that area. So, like, if someone walked in that didn't have the passcode, that stuff like this would pop up.
Well, I think this stuff doesn't affect the people who don't have the password. But this stuff is there wherever you tell it to be when you cast the spell. So you can put solid fog wherever you want.
Like, you don't give them, like, the Grove Guardians also obey your spoken commands. If you don't give them commands and no intruders are present, the Grove Guardians do nothing. I think this is all activated if there's intruders in the grove.
So the Guardians, I would say yes. The grasping undergrowth and the solid fog, I think, are just there unless somebody is designated as immune, and then they don't experience it.
Oh, okay.
So how would you arrange the fog?
I think the fog would be, like, surrounding the grove.
Like a perimeter?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the grasping undergrowth, same situation? Oh, that aren't filled with fog, with grasping weeds and vines.
So that would be the next you're in.
Okay, so Ring of Fog, Ring of Vines, and then Grove Guardians somewhere in the grove. 4 of the trees are awakened.
Yeah.
And then your choice of one of the following effects. Gust of Wind, Spike Growth, or Wind Wall.
She would do. What's Spike Growth do?
20-foot radius of spiky, difficult terrain that deals 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet of travel you pass through it.
I feel like she'd maybe put that in the middle of the grove, maybe. Or actually, I
put that in like the path through the fog and stuff.
Yeah. I'd say maybe she'd do wind wall on the most obvious entrance to the grove. So if there's like a large group of people trying to get in, they get blocked. Like they have to walk through the wall of wind.
Gotcha.
To get in through like where they kind of set it up, I guess.
50 feet long, 15 feet high, 1 foot thick. Shape the wall in any way you choose, as long as it makes one continuous path along the ground. Keeps fog, smoke, and other gases at bay. Smaller flying creatures and objects can't pass through it. Loose light material brought into the wall flies upward. Arrows, bolts, and ordered projectiles launch the targets behind the wall, which deflected upwards and automatically miss. And creatures in gaseous form can't pass through it. Okay. So how big is that wind wall entrance then? Like 20 feet wide? A full 90 feet wide?
I feel like, if it's a wind wall, I think she'd try to do her best to encompass as much of the grove as possible.
I think it's going to be like along one edge of the grove, like the edge facing the path leading up to it.
Okay.
Because the wind wall can be 90 feet long, or 50 feet long, and the grove can be a 90-foot cube if you want.
Okay.
So it's like winds, and then fog, and then vines, and then trees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They have to go through some layers to get in.
Yeah. Okay.
Bullshit.
So Lauren sets this place up, and you take your 10 minutes. You perform your ritual with your mistletoe and your. I guess it is just mistletoe. And you watch as this copse begins to fill with swirling fog. You see the undergrowth at the base of the trees begin to writhe and contort, growing and pushing up out of the ground. You can feel the wind kind of rushing past your face and your fingers as you finish this incantation. It's not a terribly imposing thing by the time you're finished with it. You look at your work and it's honestly very, very calming, very peaceful looking. There's this pleasant haze of fog that the sunlight is kind of filtering through. Everything seems greener, more lively, more vibrant. There's a very nice kind of floral fragrance on the air as it kind of blows through the trees here. And kind of stepping into the center of it, you can sense this very subtle shifting in the trees. The guardians that you've awakened kind of following you with their eyes. Do trees have eyes now? But it seems as though they almost kind of turn to kind of follow as you pass through the grove and move. And it feels powerful here. There's definitely a current that is now winding its way through this copse.
Okay. I feel like anybody's that, like, if Alexi or Burberry or Gideon are there, so like, so how'd I do? Pretty good, right?
It's gorgeous.
Absolutely fascinating. And Burberry has, like, full notebook out, taking a ton.
Gideon's like, I genuinely can't tell what you did.
Good, because that means you're unaffected by everything that I did.
Alexi just gives you like a clap on the shoulders, like, it looks great, good job.
Side note, if anybody, like, looks at Burberry's actual notebook, it's got, like, stick figures of the movements that Aloran was doing.
Well, I assume most of the primary attendees here are either assembled at the casting or arrive pretty shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
Within the hour, you begin to see wardens kind of making their way through kind of the dirt roads outside of Freeport towards the copse. You can kind of see them coming up the hill and kind of making their way towards this this clearing you've set up. And as they do, you'll see Gerald kind of nods to Gideon, and they begin to step outside the grove and kind of take up a post on the edge of the road.
So Lauren, because I think she did tell them that there was a password, but I think she's gonna kind of like tell like whoever's like kind of creating the line and filtering people in.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like, don't tell them the password. If they make it past you guys, I'll tell them the password myself, type of thing. So she's the only one that knows the password.
Okay.
Just so there's no outward spokenness that could be overheard, since she's telekinetic.
I think as you do this, and as you watch as Gideon and Gerald kind of take up their position outside the grove, Alexi will sort of step up to you and ask, do you think we need any more wards, or think we'll be good?
I think if they try anything, there's enough firepower here to kill them all very swiftly.
That's fair. Well,
but it might be good if you're the first face they see, being a member of the Wardens. Well, soon to be former member of the Wardens. High five. We successfully got kicked out together. Isn't that great?
We'll start our own club.
Yes.
The blackjack and
the what?
I said we'll start our own club with blackjack and liquor.
Oh, blackjack and liquor. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I brought you back some alcohol from
Libria.
and she'll give him like the 2 bottles. She'll give him the bottle of Kahlua and then the bottle of the wine.
Oh.
Ooh, we can open these up on our first actual meeting with the new club.
I'll hold on to them then.
Just kidding. You can drink them
He
whenever.
was like attempting to like get one under his shoulder, like uncork one. I
Oh,
was like,
no. Open it up.
No, we'll save it.
I have even better bottles than
He
this.
starts putting it into his
No!
Meanwhile, out front, you can see Gideon and Gerald are sort of like halting groups. They're actually like a decent sized group of these younger wardens that have made the hike out, and they're kind of assembling everyone into this little cluster. And it's not until there's about 30 people standing out there that you see Gerald actually like raise a hand with what looks like an amulet clasp in it. And you see him begin to kind of gesture with the other hand, incanting something. And you watch as a conversation kind of unfolds out there. There's definitely some nerves on display from the younger wardens. You can see them kind of looking at the grove, a little disconcerted, intimidated.
Could Noel also be one of the door folks?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think
they need like a really, a beautiful woman to like, encourage them that there are good things beyond the gatewatch here.
Beyond the watch and beyond the wall of impenetrable fog.
Just beyond the zone of truth stands Noel. Hello.
Yeah, because I kind of want Alexi greeting them and kind of explaining a little bit what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, Alexi, I think, is in the grove with you, kind of.
Oh, okay, never mind. Admiring my handiwork.
Yeah, that, and I also think about kind of going over, like, so how are you going to approach this? And like, what's your
I have no fucking idea.
It's like, oh, great. Outside the
spitball
grove,
real quick.
outside the grove, I think Noel, you watch as Gerald casts Zone of Truth. You've seen Burberry do it a couple times. It's a similar.
I recognize it.
And then Gideon steps forward and asks, very plainly, of the group, it's like, are any of you in communication with the CDI or any other representatives of Inigard? And there's some confused looks between the younger wardens. And then Gideon repeats himself, I need an answer before you can proceed. And you watch as each of them says, no, kind of stammering.
All right.
Gideon looks to Gerald. Gerald nods. He proceeds, do you know anyone among the wardens, either in attendance here or still loyal to the conservatives of the keep, who is in communication with Inigard? And again, no.
Ask about Lost Rock.
Any of you, or do you know anyone who is in communication with the Leviathan cult led by the pirate Lord Lasharog? And again, there's a chorus of no's. And again, Gerald nods. And there's a few more questions.
Sure.
Just asking very point blank, trying to clarify, it's like, where are your loyalties? And then, who are you communicating about this with?
Yeah.
By and large, nobody here seems to be interested in anything other than following wherever Lauren has to lead.
Okay.
And on the final question, Gerald kind of gives Gideon the thumbs up. Gideon will step aside and say, you may proceed. She has the password for you. And they will step up to Noel, looking a little hesitant.
Do I have the password?
Feel the wind kind of kicking up.
No.
You can see the wind in their hair.
Sure. Hi, welcome. Here's a pamphlet. Head on that way to get the password.
Okay. Were they going to the password?
She said I don't know the password.
All right.
Shrimp. An ode to Barnaby.
I mean, it does make sense.
So we just say shrimp and then what? Oh, the first one, immediately you see the hair kind of dying down in his hair. And he's like, oh yeah, no, it's clear. And he'll just start walking in. One by one, they will file past you, murmuring, shrimp, 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 shrimp.
I hope Barnaby's here to witness this.
And file into the grove. As they're doing this, there's another group beginning to kind of form a queue in front of Gerald and Gideon. And they run this same drill a couple more times.
Jesus, how many people?
I was gonna say, how many end up showing up ultimately?
Over the course of the next half an hour, there are about 60 or 70 people here.
It's a good start.
Okay.
And eventually, you have yourselves a very large crowd, of 70 people strong, inside the grove. And you don't see any other stragglers on the road or walking through the woods towards the grove. As far as you can tell, this looks to be everyone. And they're all sort of looking around at each other a little nervously, and every now and then looking over to you and Alexei standing towards the rear of the grove.
Lauren's spitballing with Alexei so hard right now. She's like, okay, you're smart. Say smart things.
This was your uprising, ma'am. I thought you had a plan.
I have a plan of where to send them to help. How many people do you even need to man the ship?
Gideon steps up and is like, well, ideally 100, but we can make do with less.
Oh, so you could use every single person here.
Yes, we could.
Awesome.
Hey, you guys look ready and prepared? We gonna kick this off?
Alexei just looks at you with a thumbs up. Gideon's just shaking his head.
I think everybody's waiting.
Yeah,
No.
they look pretty eager to hear from you.
Guys, I have stage fright for the first time ever in my life. What's
They want to
happening?
hear from their fearless leader.
I'm in an orgy with 30 people. Why am I scared
Gerald's
now?
gonna grab you by the
Yell
shoulder
that.
and say, all right, your glorious leader Lauren is here.
Everybody!
Round of applause.
Rick, when did you get here?
Let's go. There is a smattering of applause from the assembled wardens as Lauren steps
Woo,
forward.
Lauren! You're the best.
Love you.
Does somebody say
There's
that?
just one dude in the back with an I Love a Lauren t-shirt.
I feel like she's like, I love you too, dude.
Thank you.
I got you, huh?
I forgot about that.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
Okay, so Lauren has to address a group
Woo,
of 70
dude.
Cool.
You can do
So Lauren will step forward. And I think she'll just kind of stand there for a second and be like, okay. Look around. Think what?
I'm just simulating the crowd.
Brutal. She'll be like, I think we all know why we're here. Because we all disagree with the Green Warden's decision to do nothing. In this fight that's about to occur.
One guy in the back, yeah, fuck the wardens. And his buddy's like, dude, shut up. Sorry.
The Wardens are not bad group. Let's start with that. We all joined for a reason. We all wanted to bring peace, and that's what we all thought we would be doing. But Inagard is the problem the Green Wardens face, and that is what has stayed their hand. So, yes, they are at fault, but it is not their fault alone.
This murmur of agreement to the crowd.
I brought you all here because you want to help, and we have found a way for you to help. We have a ship that will be capable of going toe-to-toe with the ship of La Sharag and Bloodbeard.
Oh, everyone in the crowd perks up at that.
Oh, ship.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Bloodbeard? Oh, Bloodbeard.
What's a ship?
And who is better to man a fleet, a ship, than Green Wardens? We've all been trained on it. We all know how to do it. We are all capable of it.
Smattering of applause.
But we are coming to the head of this battle, and we do need help to win this fight. Because it will be a fight. We will see things we probably will have never have dreamed of seeing before. We will face odds that nobody should have to face in their lifetime. But with us all working together, we will succeed. And La Sharag will regret ever attacking Freeport, ever stepping foot in the Emerald Coast, and we are going to show him the wrath that he has brought upon himself.
Yeah, fuck that guy,
Yeah.
There you go.
But to do that, we are going to be working very closely with oh my god. The Gatewatch.
These ones.
Lauren didn't stumble there. Trying it. But she's like, and who better to help us against extraplanar attacks than the Gatewatch? I know there's many things said about them, and I know everyone has their misgivings, but we would be nothing without the Gatewatch. When we started out here, you didn't know who we were. Nobody knew who we were. We were just people walking around finding shit to do. And when we needed help, the Gatewatch was there for us. They gave us their time, their supplies and resources. They didn't have to. They are good people. And I think working with them is going to show you guys just how great of an organization they are. And see truly how much we need them again.
Yeah. Gatewatch, yeah. Okay. It's a tentative agreement with this. They do seem a little bit on edge, seeing Gideon and Gerald standing there, but Alexei is also standing like right beside them, and there's a few people like close, to that side of the grove that clear view of Alexei. They're probably the most vocal about this.
Yeah, so I feel like she'll like continue and be like, when the Green Wardens kicked us out.
Boo, 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 boo.
I think she'll motion to Gideon and Gerald and be like, the Gatewatch was there for us. And they have been helping us with La Sharag since the beginning. We know as much as we do because of them. And I hope by the end of this you will see them as brothers in arms like we do.
Yeah.
But please...
More murmured affirmation.
But the one who will be leading the ship must wear this hat. And his name is Gideon. She'll pull out the captain.
Perfect timing. No notes.
She'll be like, Gideon, if I may.
We did not discuss this before the meeting.
Gideon just like cocks an eyebrow, but he'll step forward. As he does, you're going to watch as the hooks, the fingers of the wings kind of unclasp, and he begins to kind of unfurl them, shakes them loose a bit, and kind of actually lets them kind of stand naturally.
Oh wow!
Off of his back. Big ass fucking wings.
He got a lot sexier all of a sudden.
He's not a bat anymore. He's a bat man.
That's some Goliath gargoyle shit. Right?
Big muscly gargoyle man.
Yeah.
She'll totally put the hat on top of his head and be like, "Yeah, this is."
It just like sits awkwardly on top of his horns.
Oh no! She like cut out the holes
cut
for the
out.
horns,
You like pull it down so that they're like actually sitting properly.
and she's like, "Ah, perfect." And she'll pull out a trench coat. Just
I'll see if I can get this to fit. As he takes it over his arm. Thank you.
Woo!
He will turn to the wardens, who are all just watching, like, dead silent. And he will say, Alorn speaks very graciously of our contributions to the Lost Emerald's success these past few months. They have been on top of this cult since late last year and have been at the forefront of this crusade ever since. We are fortunate we have had allies as stalwart as they. This fight promises to be the single most significant confrontation with the cult that the East Alliance has yet faced. We are likely to face the full brunt of their assembled force, and it is very likely that some of us may not make it back. What you are doing is exceedingly brave. Perhaps a little foolish.
mostly brave.
You tell
Just
Lauren.
slow
I would
blink.
not. But I would not say.
Sorry, she had to.
I would not be able to lead this foray with the East Alliance Navy were it not for you volunteering to serve as you are. And for that, you have my utmost gratitude. All of our gratitude. I do not know that I will ever be able to properly compensate all of you for the sacrifices you are about to make, but I can promise you this, your names will be remembered. We're gonna kill that son of a bitch.
Hell yeah, we are!
You hear a roar in the crowd. It's like one way or another, that ship is going down. And there is a definite kind of spike in the energy in that room. I think Gideon will kind of step forward towards the crowd and begin to say, if you are committed to this, as you say to be here, meet me at the keep, the Presidium, tomorrow morning. I will give you the tour of the ship. We will show you the stations. We will show you how to run this vessel. And we will be ready to ship out in 4 days' time with the rest of the East Alliance naval fleet.
That's a Lauren tapping Gideon's shoulder. Can you actually make it tomorrow afternoon? Because I brought a lot of booze for us all to crank out a good party before the end. In a safe grove area.
He just very slowly just kind of turns to look at you. He looks back to the rest of the wardens. That one guy in the back is like, love you, Lauren.
I love you too, stranger.
Thank you.
What's your
I
name?
love you too, random citizen.
Yeah, really. That's exactly that.
And Gideon just sighs and he says, "Tomorrow afternoon." And the wardens are all just like, "Yeah!"
Because you know what the fuck we're gonna do? We're gonna party like some fucking wardens. And she's like, "Yeah!" And then Adler comes out with a fucking wagon of fucking food.
And this very grave, very momentous moment, this commitment, this speech, quickly transitions into a bit of a rager.
Oh yeah.
In the Druid Grove. As Adler is distributing drinks, Gideon will just kind of step back and he'll say, "I'll leave you all to it." Best
Are you
of
sure you
luck.
don't want to party with us?
I need to be ready for tomorrow.
Fair enough. It's probably gonna turn into an orgy at some point, so I'll be leaving as well. But
Good to know.
Excuse me, what?
nothing, Barnaby. Wait and see.
I don't think I will. I'll just be on my way. I heard something heinous, I'm
Jet
pretty
boots his
sure.
way out.
It doesn't start off immediate.
Don't care.
Oh, bye, Barby, we love you.
It's the same guy.
Do we all have fans? Or is it just
It's the
Barnaby and
same
Aurora?
guy.
This one dude is a big fan of Lost Emerald.
It's the newspaper guy from way back when.
Strats?
Boys.
Strats.
I think she'll go over to Alexi and be like, "So how'd I do? Pretty good."
I think you did great. I'm here too.
Thank you. Thank you, Noel.
That was amazing.
I figured they all deserve one last fucking rager before we go into battle.
Yeah, I have a feeling that not all of them are going to be joining us after Gideon's speech. That's a big commitment to make all of a sudden. But I'm sure we'll get some of them.
It warranted pointing out.
No, it's fair.
That's fair.
We are going to war.
That's the
I
reality.
got a
of
drink. He'll reach out and take a cup. Just throw it back.
Yeah, I feel like a union of like the Gatewatch and the Green Wardens would really have been sealed by a kiss between Alexi and Gideon.
Oh, that would have been perfect. Gideon! Noel, send for Gideon. We gotta get him back
He's
here.
gone.
He's already walked away.
Gideon!
He's left the grove.
He's gonna pretend he doesn't hear that.
What's Alexi's reaction to that?
Alexi just takes another drink.
Insight check. I must know if he's in or not. Unnatural 20.
I mean, he seems embarrassed.
Oh, so you are into it. Is it the horns? Or is it the bat wings? Because Loki,
The
when he unfurled
wings
that
are-
shit, damn. Woo!
That was
Am I right?
I've
Adler?
never
Like,
seen him do that.
Yeah, that was.
And genuinely, he just knows his shit. You know?
He's so smart and brave and handsome.
All right, everybody. You guys do not understand the concept of a slow burn.
Burberry's just gonna usher the other
We
two
got
out.
time for a slow burn. We're gonna be shipping off to
We
our
all
deaths.
might die in like 4 days.
Yes,
Go
we'll make it
fuck
far
him,
more
Alexi.
Both survive. Let's go.
No, I think Aurora will literally straight up say that to Alexi and be like, "We might all die in like a few days, and are you gonna like really not do that before?" Come on.
What part of Gideon makes you think he's a one and done kind of guy?
Oh, that's Alexi. You don't like commitment, do you?
It's a question.
That is a question.
Cast silence.
Someone had started playing a lute off on the other
Oh,
side of the
that
grove,
doesn't
and it
matter.
just goes dead quiet in the fucking.
Yes, it. Yeah,
Aurora
yes.
is telepathic. She can keep this going, baby. You can't silence her now.
I How does where did your telepathy come from? How does this work?
I got the feet telepath.
Oh, I don't think we can respond then.
No, you can.
With the telepathy feed?
Not telepathically? I mean, that's just free message.
You can speak telepathically to any creature within 60 feet. Your telepathic utterances are in a language you know, and the creature understands you only if it knows the language. Your communication doesn't give them the ability to respond.
Oh, okay, good. Well,
You can talk at us.
yeah, I'll talk at you.
I am trying to do Alexi a favor.
Alexi, what are you talking about? Insight check. Does he love it?
You gotta wait for him to respond before you insight check.
27.
Alexi's taking a long time drinking out of that cup.
Maybe we'll give him
No.
a break.
Savoring that drink.
Okay, I'll leave you alone. I'll drop it. It's just something to think about, because I consider you a friend. I think you consider me a friend.
I do.
He can't answer.
He mouths, I do.
Well, I missed the music, so I'm gonna step out of the silence bubble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on. I will outdrink you under this table, Alexi. Let's go.
You're wrong.
All right, I'll drop silence if they're just going to turn it into a drinking contest. I have nothing to do with it now. I tried.
Con save.
Oh, perfect. I'm not good at this.
I have a stat block ready, so I can actually refer to his stats. Cool.
Wow.
Nat 20.
Hey, good shit. Okay. Second con save. Best of 3.
16.
Ooh, that's a 10. Well, it sounds like you're gonna win this.
It's best of 3.
Oh, Jesus.
11.
9.
And Alexi is out.
Progressively sloppier as the night goes on. You guys are just kind of spilling drinks, kind of falling into each other a little bit.
Oh, I bet the younger wardens love seeing Alexi fucked up.
There's definitely a few of them that are kind of hovering around, like goading him on.
Oh, Lauren's right there with it. Go.
Chug.
Alright, she's gonna hunt down Adlar as our next target.
Adlar's looking pretty fresh compared to you. He looks like he's been pacing himself. He's like, I thought you would show up eventually.
It's on, bitch.
Speak common, bitch. Oh shit. It's like a fucking 3.
17.
Damn, Adlar, what the fuck?
We know Adlar. He death flag right now. He's gonna die from this alcohol.
Ooh, much better. 21.
Oh, he won that one. 8.
There we go.
Best of 3.
Ooh.
9.
10.
Oh,
Barely.
it's close.
Lauren's fucking like, I have his fucking throat.
Fuck you!
You know I will.
I know.
It's fucking trash.
Oh, they're starting to fuck.
Alright.
Time to go.
Adieu, everyone. Have a good time.
Good time.
Goodbye.
See you tomorrow.
And you leave them to get to it.
Yeah.
In your impromptu Druid's Grove.
They're fucking in a safe place. That's all Lauren can ask.
It's true.
Alright. So,
To be evil or not to be evil? That is the question.
Grove
Are you
moving.
planning something, Burberry?
Oh, Burberry.
Is it the lesser restoration on a Lauren again?
Maybe.
She will cry. You'll watch a growth.
Is that a threat?
I mean, I might give it to Adlar so he has some hope of drinking you under the table.
Oh, do it.
No,
I
you
would
know,
like to poison my fiance.
My dice is
listen, Adlar. As much as I'd like to pretend that it would be poison your fiance, we both know she could practically drink whiskey. Breathe whiskey.
That'd be good for her, though. That much whiskey.
I mean,
That's what greater restoration is for.
Cirrhosis?
What?
It's for cirrhosis? Okay.
so
Very well hooked me
all
up.
right, Adlar, I do appreciate the thought process, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to admit that with the amount that she's drunk in the past year and a half alone, her liver is already doomed.
I'll be fine.
I just don't be the one to want to be the
Well said.
Lauren, carry me.
Take a kill off
Fucking-
me.
I can't speak straight.
I can't plop.
Just fall over.
Yep.
Sure.
He like topples onto her and she falls.
Eventually, Noel will be the designated driver and just teleport most of the people who are too drunk to walk back home.
Sure.
Everybody roll into the teleportation circle.
Does Alexi roll into the teleportation?
Crawl or roll or whatever physical movement you're capable of.
I'll see you guys back at the
There's
house.
just a pile of drunk people in the
Does
circle.
teleport in the wrong place? Oh, he's gone.
Just make sure you don't vomit inside the teleportation.
Ugh. That sounds awful.
That's why I'm waiting till the next one to go.
Fair.
I never vomit mid teleport. It's way cool.
That's a good question.
That'd be gross.
Here, John, just punch me in the stomach and get it. What?
Oh.
You want John to do that?
Yeah.
It was
Just do it,
definitely-
John.
That's how Harry Houdini died.
I'm ready. I got this. No? No punch?
I'll do it.
Alright, do it.
I'm gonna enhance ability.
I don't think that works on punching someone in the gut.
God.
Excuse me, I can enhance your strength modifier, buddy.
I'll just cast. Wait, me or John?
You,
I can just cast
you're
Big
the
B's
one doing
hand.
the punching. Oh, that's also
Someone
funny.
just do it while
Never
I'm not
mind.
thinking about it.
John probably hurt her like, legitimately.
What was that?
John's legitimately hurt her if he actually hurt her.
And you say he legitimately hurt you if he actually did it.
That's fine. I got 120 hit points, whatever that means. I can take it. I gotta go
Frog is
there.
a hit point.
I don't know.
She's
It
so
just
drunk.
sounds cool. Maybe it's like how healthy I am or some shit. I don't know.
Well, are we hitting her?
I really specifically hit her in a way to make him vomit.
Punch her in the stomach. Roll the hit.
Do it, loser.
Oh, here you go. Lauren will talk some shit like, do it, you big bitch. Punch me. You won't do it. She's being so drunk and aggro right
Instead, John's just gonna hit her on the back of the neck and knock her out.
now. Brutal.
You can try. Roll the hit.
Hang on, I'm trying to think. Just straight up attack roll or what?
Yeah, attack roll. Proficiency plus strength.
Proficiency plus. Proficiency plus. Trying to get back to my main page. +5, +4, so +9. So there'd be plus We're at 21.
They hit you.
Yeah,
All right.
barely.
So you take 1 plus strength mod in damage. What is
That'd
that?
be 5.
So 6 damage total?
No, the strength mod is plus 4, so 5 total.
So 5 damage. Well, she's not unconscious, but you punch her in the back of the head.
Ow! That's not the fucking stomach! Are you dumb?
Alright, she's distracted. I go. She said she didn't want to see it coming.
I didn't.
Well, thankfully, you only take 1 point of damage.
This is that fucking moment in Fight Club. Ow! It was like fucking ear!
No one only has a +0 to strength.
Alright, roll the hit.
Oh, right, I have to actually hit you. She's distracted, can have advantage.
Yes.
Sure.
I'm fucking drunk as shit, yes.
What do I add? Just strength?
Strength and proficiency.
I mean, I'm not hitting. Her AC is like 20.
What'd you get?
16.
Oh.
You like slap her belly. It's not even like a punch. You didn't close your fist all the way.
You're supposed to do this. No
Stand
thumb in
still.
there. It breaks
You keep
finger.
moving.
You do this, then you go poo.
Alright, let's try again.
Oh, I can hit her.
Take a step aside. Yeah, your turn,
Go,
Burberry. We're all gonna take a turn hitting Aurora.
What's Adlar doing?
Adlar is just watching.
Come on, you can do it. I'll rub Burberry's shoulders.
Do it, you can't hit me. I'm an octopus.
Okay, cast banishment.
Charisma save, Lord.
She's
9.
gonna be nauseous in the astral plane for a minute.
She just goes
Vanishes.
vanishes.
Burberry, what did you do?
I was like, what the fuck?
That was not a punch.
She's gone!
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hit her so hard she practically disintegrated.
No! Adler's on his knees, screaming into the sky.
No, it's fine, Adlar. I just sent her somewhere to go vomit. She'll be back in a minute.
Minute passes. Let me see. Was that enough time and enough?
Incapacitated while you're banished.
What?
You're not doing shit while you're banished. You're
Well, I was just gonna roll to see. I was just gonna roll to see if I can vomit
Come
or
on,
not.
DM, rule of cool.
You can't take actions or reactions.
Vomiting
Roll
is a
your
free
stuff.
action.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pop back and we'll see if I vomit. I can pop back. No, I rolled a 17.
Yeah, rolled it together.
All right, just whisk me away. Just get. I want to
She's
go home now.
hopeless.
I don't think she can puke.
The one person that was supposed to punch me in the stomach hit me in the fucking head instead. How was that helpful?
Alright, gather around. I'll get everybody back.
I just really wish somebody in this party had sleep, because that would just be funny.
Long ago, I did.
I don't think you guys have the ability to deal that many hit points of sleep.
No, she would have to
Even
be
with a 7th level slot.
down to like a tiny sliver of her health.
No, that's what Gias is for. Let's just pull out all the high levels.
You're not allowed to drink. Drink. Die. Sleep.
Oh no, I was just gonna say sleep, and then if you did, you take enough hit points to possibly sleep.
Wait, can't you just cast command and say vomit?
I guess theoretically, do we really want her to vomit?
She wants to vomit. She's begging.
No,
for it.
I gave up on that.
Just
One
do it
person
now
that
while
landed a
Sis
blow
suspects it.
hit me in the back of the head. I want to go home now. I feel like you guys are funny. This is like, Adler, take me home. My friends are trying to hurt me.
You told them to.
I'm done with it now, and they're still plotting.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine, Lord. You could get yourself home. Eddie pats her, and nothing happens. because y'all are expecting it, and I'm not giving it to you.
The lesser restoration.
No lesser restoration.
All right, Aloran's gonna
Just
use
normal pets.
tree stride and be like, "Come on, Adler, let's ditch these losers." And go.
All right, that's getting you a lesser restoration.
She's fucking charging the tree, casting the spell to walk through it.
Are you casting Transport via plants or tree stride?
Tree stride.
Okay.
How many is that just a single action? Or does that take a minute?
No, it's an action. It lasts for a minute. And it lets you move through trees and pass through other trees. Here's the thing. I don't see a clause in here that lets you take other creatures with you.
You're gonna ditch Adlar and make him run into a tree.
Oh no, I do transport via plant then.
It's so funny if you tree stride though.
No, actually it makes sense if she's so drunk she used the wrong
Yeah, she's got a different...
She's got it by the hand. She's like, "Come on, Adler, we're leaving." She walks into a tree and Adler just fucking slams into it and falls over.
Berber is meanwhile chasing them down. I will lesser restoration.
Oh no, Adlar's safe. I just wanted a lesser restoration. You.
Okay, well she's back at the house now.
She's 500 feet away at this point.
And going, where's Adlar?
Adler!
Oh!
You hear like the distant sound of Adler.
Well, Noel's gonna go back to Freeport.
Okay, all right.
Okay, yeah, we can think of it.
And scene.
Burberry will help Adlar get the rest of the way.
Okay. So that will wrap up the fourth.
This was just like a serious meeting. I can't wait till the wedding happens.
I assume that's next session.
Oh yeah.
So, Noel,
Yeah.
you had a thing for the 5th.
Yeah.
You want to do that tonight, or did you want to save that for
I
next
mean,
session?
it's getting a little late for
Okay.
this session, I think.
Then I think we'll call it there. We'll pick up in the morning on the 5th of Erndeth. And call that a session.
Alrighty.
Good job, guys.
We got to see Burberry's parents for the first time.
That was sweet.
That was sweet. What a couple of sweeties.
I like my parents. I'm glad I wasn't there longer. I'd probably be grounded.
Probably.
It's possible.
They
mom
ground
forgot
all of
to
us.
do
Are you
that.
kidding me?
Before you
But
left.
you're already grounded. You're on the ground.
Fair enough.
Which makes you easier to electrocute.
Well, yes.
Oh, also here, throws. So Burberry actually also got you one of the. He got 2 jars of meat paste, so he gives you 1 jar of meat paste to do with what you will.
What
Oh.
the heck is this?
Aloran got Barnaby and
Oh, what?
Beef.
I take a dip with my finger. What's it taste like?
It is savory and salty and a little bit sweet and tart from the dried berries.
I'll see what I can do with this.
Gonna get some really weird gumbo later.
Barnaby, you also received a gift from Aloran, and it's the little Alice statue. But in the Libria style.
Libra?
Libria.
Like the scale?
Libra.
Libra. Libya.
Libria.
You can do it. Come on.
Libria. You got an Alice statue in the Libria style from Aloran. I did it. I got it out.
Well, thank you. I will try and find a place I can put it that it will not break, but I cannot make any guarantees.
Oh,
You
I
do
just
have a
realized
room.
something really sad.
Mm.
What's that?
Oh, I mean, I guess I could. I was like, Adlar hit a tree, so he's probably hurt, and I'd want to fix him. But if I fix him, he'll be sad. But no, that's cure wounds. That's a different thing.
Yeah,
That is
that's
a cure-
cure
that's a different
wounds
thing.
doesn't fix drunkenness.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, MVP?
MVP, who are we voting?
Barbarian.
Burberry, I think.
Yeah, I think Burberry.
All right,
Yes,
Burberry,
guys.
take an inspiration.
Does anybody not have it?
Let me check.
Nope,
you guys
I
are probably
got
going to be capped out on
Yeah, I
inspiration
think I've got
at
it.
the start of next, by the start of the end.
Okay.